All right, welcome back, knuckle dragging, mouth drooling detractors. Let us go to some of DSP's gameplay yesterday. Oof, both of these games were rough, but Clair Obscure, holy shit, that was even rougher. Long story short, we have a wonderful, wonderful clip from Snort Bernellington. So let's play that. Also, this is, I believe, the only clip I have in my playlist today, so this dude better be on time.
Phil has the pignosis. He mind and brainwashes his viewers into contributing. Make a contribution tonight. Here we go. You ready? Woo! Woo! Okay, I'm indoctrinated. Sounds good. And it's the power of cultish groupthink mentality. I'm a cult leader. I think the pignosis works.
It expanded out of the home area while she was doing it. I see. So what, dude, what is going on? Because this is going to blight again if she doesn't. It is blighted. Dude, because she didn't cut it all got blighted. What is she doing? Okay, I'm actually upset. I told her to cut it all. She won't do it. I'm seriously not going to manually set each one. That's going to take an hour. So how do I get her to do more than one? Anyone know?
Some money. I need money.
I'd say, can we get a blame counter? Well, I have no problem with talking about what counter did we last have? Oh, we had the lip smacks. I think the RimWorld was actually, I know he played it last night too, but I think he actually played it the night before because I wanted to kind of look at some of the stuff from Clair Obscure. The last counter we had was lip smacks, but today he's doing the worst games, the top 10, 20, 175, whatever the fuck, worst games. That's what he's going to do today. So maybe there's a particular word. We should talk about a counter for today, though.
Sadly, Expedition 33 is my least supported project. That sucks, because I love it. And it's Game of the Year, according to the Game Awards. And I'm coming back to it to do the content I miss, and I'm really enjoying my time with it. And it's my least supported game. That sucks. I'd like to turn that around today. So, let's talk. Please support. How can you support? Well, you can become a member.
Oh, Blue Oni, feel better, honey. My goodness.
You can give memberships to your fellow viewer on YouTube, or you can
something is going around.
do a super chat over there. If you're on Kick, you can
maybe like since it's the worst games, it's gonna be all shit that he essentially like wage quit, right? For the most part. I don't know. I'm not sure what games are going to be on here. Maybe we could get like a cope counter or something. Oh, least supported. Yeah, do we want it to be like a word or a phrase or something he does? Yeah, like Trolley says like a belch counter.
You can become a paid subscriber, or you could gift some subs to your fellow viewer. Or no matter where you are, you could send me a tip using the tip command in chat, !tip. That'll give you the link to send me a tip via PayPal. Please support today's stream. All right? I want to keep going. People are telling me you absolutely should play and get to Simon. Well, it sounds like it's going to take some time to do it. And if I'm going to do it, then I need people to be here for it and to hang out.
Yeah, I assume it's also going to be like all the shit that he wage quit. Or maybe he didn't necessarily wage quit, but that like consistently had like super low support. Like Donkey Kong, like he fucking hated that game.
Support it. I can't just be playing it for myself, okay?
I need that money. I really do. I need that money to pay my bills. I absolutely
electric bill, the internet bill.
Rely on tips. And I can't get rid of them. I need them to do things daily, every week. You know what I mean? So dumb fuck troll here says, I thought you weren't asking for donations anymore. Why did you start again? You're a moron. No, we have no goals on the streams, but every once in a while.
Oh yeah, doesn't he tell this guy to like lick his ass or something?
While I can explain how people can support and have a call to action. There's nothing wrong with that. Every fucking streamer does it on planet Earth except the ones that are multimillionaires. So you can eat my ass.
Oh, there it is. There you go.
I will tell people how they can support.
I don't know. I'm not a millionaire. I've never told people how they can support. I just assume that they know.
And they choose to support or not. That's up to them. But you have no right to tell me what to do on my stream. Seriously, you can suck my butt hairs. I'm incredibly gay.
Oof.
Oh, here we go. You
Oh, ew, no. No! What's happening? No!
guys want a first-class invite to the gun show, do ya? All right, let's go. Oh.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah. The gun show, baby.
I only need one gun with one bullet. Oh my God. Why, God, no.
I don't know why I can't tell
I must respectfully decline. Fuck, I must disrespectfully decline. Hell
my
no.
parries right now at all.
What other streamers tell their viewers how to give them money? None that I'm aware of.
I mean, these are actually very easy to parry, and I parried them a zillion times during the playthrough, but I can't parry it right now. Oh, that doesn't do it. It was like almost nothing. Breaking roller. That's who it brings up his break meter the most.
Take down the shields.
Nope, none of these do anything.
Good chat. Good chat. Jesus Christ. Good job on the freeze frame for your stream, unless it's AI. Nope. That was one that I grabbed.
Completely mistimed it. My timing is so off right now, it's ridiculous.
Okay.
Dude, I don't know what's going on. I cannot parry right now.
I was watching some of this stuff. Oh man, it was so bad. Like I say, 155 viewers. I think he got like $70.
I'm playing incredibly poorly. I can't parry to save my life. As you can see, because I'm dead.
I drink. Yes, I actually drink. Oh, that's good. I love that gin.
I had a DSP day off yesterday. I took one as well. And for those of you that are members, I know you guys were wanting the Patrick thumbs down like they always do in the Kick chat. So that's coming as an emote for channel members. And then we're gonna get Philly Mays instead of Billy
The
Mays.
DLC
They're coming.
boss? Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say there's no way. How am I gonna beat this? I have to parry endlessly. This has got.
So is the top 20 most embarrassing things he did last year. It's coming. I swear to God, it's gonna
I'll be a
happen.
DLC boss. So I was not supposed to fight that boss, I'm being told. It's Claire take 2.
For me.
I was in his chat last night laying down Patrick's. He doesn't say anything.
I should have just said abandoned battle, but I said return to desktop. Okay. So that was insane. I just fought Clea and beat her. That's a worse version of Clea.
Wow, Phil's just a boring old man who puts out content with no effort. We don't like him anymore.
Loves to Spooge says, you know, I came here from Kick. I couldn't talk over there. It's too awful. Yeah, I know they're spamming right now. Now, they already know that I said that I'm going to ban them if they spam emotes, and they're doing it. So I wonder if that means they just want me to ban them. Do you think that's what it means? They want me to ban them all? Well, they're still spamming, so I guess that's that. I was trying to give them a chance, but
Would you let them people just have their emotes? Oh my God. You know, if you wouldn't make such a big fucking deal about it.
No, I'm not going to just let them do it the entire stream, so say goodbye. Get rid of all these idiots.
When he did one of his marathons, somebody gifted a sub and used Toxicity Unmasked, but it was not me. No. You couldn't pay me to give Phil money.
What, 10 of them? 10 of these sock accounts? 9? Okay, 11.
I don't have a Kick account, so I don't know who it was.
Socks. 11 socks dead. Now they could stop spamming.
Banned.
I guess until they just make new accounts.
Gone
Gone forever.
Because again, it's been
Because they don't put up with your fucking bullshit. I love that one. It's so
a
good.
dead stream. All the support, like no lie, $40 of support came in before I started playing. All right,
Yeah, and 20 of them was a super chat from one dude.
let's go. Alrighty, folks.
I would hope that y'all would not think so low of me that I would go over there. Here's the thing, if I was gonna do it, why would I just give one? Why would I just give one sub?
It's ridiculous. There's these crazy combos, and it just keeps attacking over and over. Even though we stunned it, it got a million turns. So it killed us. We got to start over. That's really frustrating, actually, because I didn't get outplayed. It's just a stupid enemy gets way too many attacks in a row, and you need to parry them all.
I don't know, this just sounds like some lame-ass whining to me. Just play your game. Play your game, video game boy.
Oh my god.
Get up.
She gets 2 more turns. Oh my god, dude.
Toxie, don't betray us. I mean, if you consider giving him money as betrayal, then no, I will never betray you.
It's so busted. It is so
I
fucked.
saw this video in my recommended, but wasn't it at like 58 in support? I think he got 68.
Busted. It gets
One sub is the best way to ride his leaderboard. It was on the leaderboard. My fucking name. I think it was the Halloween one. I think it was the Halloween marathon. That shit was up there for like 9 hours. I'm like, oh my God, please. All someone has to do to beat me is gift 2 fucking subs.
million turns of ridiculous hit combos. It's nuts. Oh my god, that is a pain in the
I was in Indrid's chat the other night and I made bets that goals were back by the end of January. Oh, he's going to get clowned on like so hard though. I don't think you're wrong. Here's the thing. The goals, quote unquote, never really left. You can tell. You can tell when he's at a certain, they're still in his brain. Because he'll be at like $110 and he'll be complaining, but try to like not be complaining. So you know that number is still, in his
fucking
brain.
ass. And that's only trial 2. That's not even the boss. Oh my god.
It likes you.
It was a 5,000 yen tip, and it says anonymous tip. It's $31.90. He's lying. He's a faker. He's full of shit. He's a bad person. He's trying to get attention. Herpaderpader. I'll be back tonight around 7 p.m. Pacific time. Arc Raiders. Tonight, I think what we're going to do for Arc Raiders, which will be pretty fun, is do random drops in all the different maps for variety. I don't think tonight I'm particularly going to look for any items. I think tonight instead, I just want to explore the maps, look for loot, see what I can find, have some fun, because I've been so hyper focused on getting the items to upgrade that I think that it's actually held back some of the
You guys think it was a fake tip? What was it? 5,000 yen or whatever?
fun I'm having with this game. So I think tonight I don't want to do that. I just want to kind of like explore for myself. I'm in very, very dire straits. If you don't file your taxes, you could go to jail. All right? I don't want to go to jail, but I need to be able to afford to file my taxes.
I need to be able to afford to file my taxes. This guy's such a fucking loser. Oh my God. That was the only clip I had, I think. I think I might have had a Snort Hogan one. Let me go into my folder. Bear with me. I'm not a professional streamer. No, it's just the DSP goes off on viewer for calling out his begging. It's the part where he's like, eat my ass or whatever. Like, that's super attractive.
Tell you something, brother.
Because, of course, he ain't on time.
Snort, snort, Hogan. Drip, snort, snort. I got the drip. Go.
Ha, that's funny. Savage GTA says, Name a more iconic duo than Phil's trolls with bad mics. That's right. It's like trolls and bad mics go like
Big ups, movie sign. How you doing,
peanut
honey?
butter and jelly, right? They just can't talk in any kind of working piece of hardware because they're so poor and cheap. Dummies. Aaron says, or it's just not serious enough to be worth investing the money. So let me get this straight. It's serious enough that every time that I stream Arc Raiders, my trolls sit there the entire time randomly dropping, trying to sync with the match that I'm in. And they literally will do it the entire stream every time that I play Arc Raiders. This is like the end-all be-all of their existence, is to try to interfere with my match. That's important enough. But it's not important.
I'm so hoping he starts playing Street Fighter 6 again every week. My Cammy and Akuma are coming for you, motherfucker. I might lose, but you can't handle it if you do, Phil, you loser. That's funny as fuck.
Enough to warrant them getting a mic that works during that session. No, I think what you're getting at is they're just morons. They're stupid people. It's pretty simple to figure out. Well, You're Not Funny just said it. He said, I fear this will be
Big ups, Fair and Beast. How you doing,
another
honey?
weak attendance, low support stream because it's an RPG. Why do RPGs get no love in terms of support and viewership? I don't know.
Because you don't talk, you fucking idiot. You don't say anything for like several minutes.
love RPGs. I grew up playing.
That troll with the bad mic pissed him off so bad. Something about it was like proximity chat or something. I don't know. Maybe the dude did have like a bunk ass mic, but I don't think he did.
them. They mean a lot to me. I find them as chill, fun, challenging experience.
You can get a halfway decent like headset, like if you're doing like gaming or whatever. I have one for my fucking PlayStation. It was like, I don't know. It wasn't like $4, but it wasn't like $400 either. I don't remember what it like. I don't know, 40 or 50 bucks. I don't know. I bought it like years ago, and this one that I use all the time is a shitty fucking it's the one that he got for Arc Raiders. It's the like Blue Yeti. I don't know. I bought this years ago. It was like $100 or something. So
Experiences. Seriously, can we get some support today for RPGs right now? Let's go. Let's get engagement. Let's get support for RPGs, right? Let's get.
he has still decided that he's not going to show up. So, thanks for the 5, honey. I appreciate you. Tinfoil hate time. General idea is 100 yen is $1. So Phil intended a $50 anonymous tip, but yen is weak right now. He showed surprise when it was only 30 bucks. Oh, you think he tried to pull a 50? Huh. So you feel that perhaps that tip was fake. And I think some other people did too. I just don't feel like he's like smart enough to do that. I don't know.
A good start to the day. Let's go.
The in-game audio is just bad no matter how good your mic is. I was listening to a Duty video the other day and that was what he said. That he had a decent microphone and he was sure that other people did too, that it was just the game. That was one of the takeaways from the video.
I've heard of Crime Scene Cleaner, but Crime Scene Cleaner is a very gory game. Has a lot of viscera, meaning blood, guts, and YouTube has been cracking down severely on games that they are deeming realistic violence. So what does that mean? It means if you're playing a video game and
I'm not saying that he couldn't. I mean, it would be, if you really think about it, it might be something that would be worthwhile for him to do, you know, instead of all these anonymous US dollar tips. He might think to himself, well, they're so fucking stupid. If I say it's in a different, you know, currency, they'll be none the fucking wiser.
the game is not clear fantasy, it's supposed to be like a sim, then you get in trouble and YouTube will demonetize any videos and streams that have that kind of content. They started this back in November. It's gotten worse. Like now, even some people are saying that they're playing Mortal Kombat and doing fatalities and their videos are getting demonetized. So that game, sadly, I doubt I'd be able to play because it's literally you're on a crime scene investigating someone who got murdered and their body parts and blood is everywhere. And that's what YouTube literally is saying we want to demonetize. So I'm not going to be doing.
Your videos don't make any money off of the views, sir. Lloyd, thanks for being a member, honey, for 4 months. I appreciate you. Do you ever watch, is it Hey, is it Arvi? I'm probably saying it wrong. I don't know who that. I don't think I know who that is,
In
honey.
that game.
Where have I heard that? No, I've heard this name. Hey, oh, that's a
Alright.
they do detractor stuff, don't they?
So we're about to get started. We're about to jump back into Expedition 33. Okay, everybody? So here's the deal about this game and today. I love Expedition 33. All year I wanted to bring it back.
He doesn't seem like he likes it very much. I'm just saying.
Finally, we had opportunity to last month. I did, and people showed up in droves and supported. Now we're back to how we were last year. That sucks. Because that's why I had to quit, because people weren't showing up and engaging and supporting the playthrough.
They mostly do wings stuff. Oh, okay, I
We're
see.
in
The name sounds really familiar. I don't want to say yes because I don't think I have, but I don't want to say no because it seems familiar for some
the endgame
reason.
content. Basically, people are telling me outside of this gestural dungeon and maybe one or two other odds and ends to do, that really there's the two major things left, the Endless Tower and these Renoir's drafts, okay? So, if you're here, if you're a fan of my content, please stick
Big ups, Try
around. Let's hang out, let's talk and chill and have a good time together. It doesn't have to be all about the game. It could also be us talking and hanging out and, you know.
We'll talk about whatever you want. Please, for the love of God, just give me some money. This guy's pathetic.
Just relaxing, having an interactive stream outside of it just being about the game. Now, if I'm in the middle of a really tough boss fight, that's a different story entirely. I gotta focus. But outside of that, we can hang out. All right? Now, today, if you can, please engage and support the stream. What does that mean? Please like the stream. Give it some likes to get engagement going on YouTube. Please talk with me in chat. Let's have some conversation. Let's not just make it about the game. So that way.
So he has shown up. So this video isn't very long. So we're just going to use this to get a little teeny tiny bit of skip juice. And then we will head over to Raw Phil.
We can have some fun even if you're not into it. Okay? Please support the stream. Right now.
Support the stream, please, for God's sake. I'll do anything for money. What's that one Simpsons episode? Something bad happens to Krusty. And I think it's Krusty. And he's just standing on the street corner and he has a sign that just says, "We'll drop pants for food." Why do I feel like this is happening here?
Not exaggerating. Sadly, Expedition 33 is my least supported project. That sucks because I love it. And it's Game of the Year, according to the Game Awards. And I'm coming back to it to do the content I missed, and I'm really enjoying my time with it. And it's my least supported game. That sucks. I'd like to turn that around today. So,
Then do better, sir.
let's talk. Please support.
Someone in his chat, no goals, no begs. I'm so glad things have changed around here since Asmongold.
How can you support? Well, you
Oh my God. Remember, he doesn't beg anymore.
can become a member. You can gift memberships to your fellow viewer on YouTube, or you can do a super chat over there. If you're on Kick, you can send some kicks my way. You can become a paid subscriber, or you could gift some subs to your fellow viewer. Or no matter where you are, you could send me a tip using the tip command in chat, !tip. That'll give you the link to send me a tip via PayPal. Please support today's stream. All right? I want to keep going. People are telling me you absolutely should.
Like, I'm sorry. You can't tell me that that's not a beg. Please support the stream. That's begging. That's not, hey guys, this is what I do full time. So if you want to toss me a few bucks today, you know, I appreciate it. You know, I'm trying to make this my full-time gig, or this is my full-time gig, or something like that. But like, please support. Like, that's a beg.
Play and get to Simon. Well, it sounds like it's going to take some time to do it. And if I'm going to do it, then I need people to be here for it and to hang out and support it. I can't just be playing it for myself, okay? So please, today, let's get some support for Expedition 33. Now, the villain says, just fight Simon and end the game. I don't know where Simon is, because I don't spoil myself on the game. And for what I'm to understand, I wouldn't be able to beat him now anyway, because he's insanely tough and high level. I need to do other stuff to level up to fight him. That's my understanding. It's not as easy as, it's your fault. Why aren't you just finishing it? I can't. That's not how the game works. Okay?
I mean, then bro, then just keep doing what you did last time. Everybody was shitting on you when you played this game the first time to just hurry up and fucking get to the end and get it over with. And you said no, and the shit fucking dried up. So go on ahead and just do it again and piss everybody off again. Cool. Awesome. That sounds like a great idea. to continue to do what you've always done so that you always get what you've always gotten. Big ups, pimp. Great job.
Okay, cool. So, dumb fuck troll here says, I thought you weren't asking for donations anymore. Why did you start again? You're a moron. No, we have no goals on the streams, but every once in a while I can explain how people...
Yeah, but you made a big deal about how it's been 1 week since I talked to Asmongold and I haven't asked for money one time. I remember that. I know because I just saw a clip of it earlier today.
can support and have a call to action.
I was watching a Kino casino clip and they were shitting on you. And this was a little while ago. This was around like 4 or 5 weeks ago. You're like, I talked to Asmongold like a week ago yesterday or whatever the fuck it was you said. And you were like, and I haven't asked for money at all. Like you wanted a fucking cookie and a gold star and a juice box or some shit. So, and dude, then you just straight up begged, man.
There's nothing wrong with that. Every fucking streamer does it on planet Earth except the ones that are multimillionaire.
Call to action is one thing. Hey, just letting you guys know, if you want to support me, here's how you can. Cool. Once, maybe twice. People already know how to support. I don't think this is anybody's first day on YouTube or first day on Kick. And even if it was, I think they could figure it the fuck out. So, you know, give me a break, guy. Come on.
So you can eat my ass. I will tell people how they can support, and they choose to support or not. That's up to them. But you have no right to tell me what to do.
I'll give him this. He's hiding the begs better. I believe he's doing it less, and he is doing it. He is begging now under the guise of, well, I'm just letting you know how you can support, as if people don't know.
On my stream, seriously, you can suck my butt hairs.
I can't imagine why nobody likes you.
All right, let's go. Let's get some hype going here for Expedition 33, for goodness sake. Game of the year, amazing RPG.
See, when you start saying, let's get some money for goodness sake, when you get to the point of, for God's sake, give me money. Come on, bro.
Revolutionary graphics, amazing groundbreaking gameplay. Let's go. Come on. Okay, let's start. Cheesy Bear, did you really just send me a $5 super chat to complain again? Amazing, thank you. Please keep complaining and sending me money. I really love it when people do that. Because the funny part is, even though you're complaining, I still keep your money. So by all means, continue. Amazing. What a concept, huh?
I got the drip.
Okay, that was that. Big ups to Snorpernell and Snort Hogan. Unbelievable clips. Let me not click on my own channel again. That'd be stupid. Like I am sometimes.
They would actually have new products. They just don't anymore. So, you guys let me know.
Bear with me. Let me get past some of this cringe, and I really wish he'd stop being 10 minutes late. Who lets their stream run for an hour and they don't say anything and they don't do anything and they passive aggressively talk in the chat while they're live, but just don't talk into their microphone, but they're typing in the chat. So you know that they're sitting right there, but they won't just talk into the microphone.
Alrighty, good morning, everybody. Hello, and welcome to the stream. What's up? It's Thursday. It's a good day today. We got lots of stuff going on today, everybody. How y'all doing? Hope I find you well. Hope you're ready for some fun today this morning, because we're going to be doing a very special stream today. It's going to be the most disappointing games of 2025 countdown. That's going to be exciting. And then we're going to follow that with some Pokemon chill. We got Call of Duty coming up tonight. It's going to be good. Good stuff, okay? So I hope that you will hold on here and stick around and join me. We're going to chat for just a little bit. We'll have the stream build up a bit, and then we'll begin with the Disappointing Games Countdown, which I know many of you were here for.
The man just has absolutely no enthusiasm. How do you run out of steam that fucking quick? He very quickly he's poking around, stuttering, can't get a sentence out.
Disappointing Games of 2025 Countdown. That's going to be exciting.
Yeah, This is gonna be really exciting. Woohoo.
And then we're going to follow that with some Pokemon Chill. We got Call of Duty coming up tonight. It's going to
How are you already ing?
be good. Good stuff, okay?
That was just basically useless. Good stuff, good stuff. Okay, useless.
So hope that you will hold on here and
Another
stick around and join me. We're going to chat for just a little bit. We'll have the stream build up a bit, and then we'll be...
Fuck, how does it fall off the rails like that just so fast?
in with the Disappointing Games Countdown, which I know many of you were here for.
Which he's already said that.
Some of you may stay for Pokemon, some of you may not, but the Disappointing Games Countdown obviously is the feature of this stream. And I'm actually going to be recording it as a separate video. And then the...
Oh, we got 2 good snorts right there. Oh, what counter are we doing today, you guys? I still have the lip smacks up from the other day. So we'll have to figure out.
Pokemon stuff will be part of its own playthrough as usual. So, how y'all doing today? Who do we got? On the
He's sounding especially divorced today. That's funny as fuck.
YouTube side, who do we got? We got Hank Pills, Pepe, Jade is here this
Hank Pills instead of Hank Hill.
morning. Good morning. We got Tollhurst, Trials 95, The Wall.
I would normally skip this, but our skip juice is already so low. And he doesn't want to start the fucking countdown because he's waiting for, like, both of his favorite people to show up.
Chris, Bane of Dagon, Space Jam Fan. Who else we got? Raz Budis, Rainbow Death Jam, Big Mac is here, You're Not Funny's here, Vasil, good morning. Buzzy Wizzy, hello. Matthew, hello. Sammy, what's up? I know I saw Mark here earlier, too. Grandmaster Scrub, how you doing this morning? Good stuff.
Ooh, I kind of like the idea of the okay counter. He does say okay a lot.
On the kick side, who do we got? Momentum Appreciator, Piano-ish, you get it, most tasteless, robust content, username already taken, Garce is here, Save us GTA, Debo.
We can't even understand what you're saying.
RGB Kings. Who else? A lot of people. We got a lot of people here today.
Yeah, all 144 of them on YouTube. Big
Right.
ups.
Good stuff's what I'm talking about. A lot of people
Did you say good stuff again? Shut the fuck up. No.
already
He
taken,
didn't.
Garce is here, Save us GTA, Debo. RGB Kings. Who else? A lot of people. We got a lot of people here today. All right. Good stuff's what I'm talking about. A lot of people
We've got 3 good stuffs.
watch the year-end stuff on demand, as opposed to being there live. You know, I change it every year. You know, a few years ago, I was still doing like formal countdowns, except for videos. Then I started doing it as a stream format,
Or do we want to keep lip smacks?
but I would do that strictly night
There's one right there.
streams.
Lip smacks is fine. It's just harder to do. Do we want the okay counter? What are we doing?
Now this year I'm doing it completely different again, where we're gonna do it as like a segment of my daytime stream, but then move on to gameplay. So I know it's still not consistent. I'm trying a new format this year. I'm curious to see if it works or not. You know, won't really know until we start here. So let's see how it goes today. And if it works out well, then great. And if not, maybe I'll change it again next year. I don't know. But anyway, so today is the most disappointing games. Next week, I'll do my Game of the Year awards. And then, near the end of the month, I'll probably do a rundown of my favorite episodes of DSP Tries It of last year. Because let's be honest, last year was a reinvigoration for that series where I did it almost every single week. And I think it'll be really cool to take a look at some of the biggest episodes for both good and bad reasons. You know what I mean? Like, episodes were interesting for multiple reasons. Sometimes it's a great item that I really enjoyed. Sometimes it's something that was horrible. One of these crappy promotional tie-in meals that are just garbage, you know. It was fun. So we'll probably do that near the end of the month, okay? Good stuff.
Oh, we got it. I'm sorry. Nope. It's got to be a good stuff counter. Nope. That's 4. Nope. Got to be a good stuff counter. Whoa. I'm drunk. I'm drunk with no power. Nope. Got it. No, got to do good stuff. Did I spell it right? I'm a fucking retard.
Loves the Smoosh says, these are the real Game Awards I've been waiting for. Well,
Said nobody ever.
that's quite unfortunate. How you doing? We already have some shout-outs to do this morning. So let's do it. Let's do some shout-outs, shall we? So we start off with, let's see here. Hold on, I'm confused. Okay.
Somebody clip that. Somebody clip, hold on, I'm confused. Let me go back and get that clearly because I freaked out and hit pause. Let me get that clearly.
This morning. So let's do it. Let's do some shout-outs, shall we? So we start off with, let's see here. Hold on, I'm confused. Okay, let's start with this.
I don't know, an counter is starting to look pretty good right about now. We can't do them all.
I got a $1 tip from someone. Listen to this. They said, would you consider a new Ultimate Steakhouse Whopper Burger King just released
Is that how you want it to be spelled, Try J? Okay, we'll do that.
today for your next DSP Tries It? It is a it's ingredients they already had. Besides the peppercorn aioli, they've had all that other stuff already. I mean, if you really want me to do that for the next DSP tries, I'll do it. Here's the preview. Oh, it tastes like a Whopper
I'm leaving it like that, Try Jay. I think it's funnier.
with onion rings on it. Okay, the peppercorn aioli's interesting. Either it's good or bad. That's it. There's nothing to say. Like, this is the problem with these places. They're not trying anymore. Like, that's not a new item by any means. That's a Whopper with the onion rings on it and other things they already have on the
No, he can't Google any kind of games. But nope, you mentioned food. Nope, he's right on that computer.
same fucking sandwich with a new sauce. They don't actually invent new items anymore. And that's the problem. Like, I know exactly what I'm going to say. It's not interesting to me because there's nothing actually new on that sandwich. If they actually try and put effort in, then it would be more interesting. But they don't, like Taco Bell, Burger King, Wendy's, they're all doing this. They just take existing things they have and smash them together. It's new. No, it's not. I could have literally ordered that right now if I wanted to. Anyway, I'm not shooting it completely down. I'm just saying it's not a very exciting offering to me, especially because also there's nothing else to try. Like, if I were to order that, what else would I get with it? You're not gonna
When was the last time he did a DSP tries it? What was the last one he did? I don't remember.
onion rings. There's onion rings on the damn thing. You know what I mean? Like Burger King is so boring now. They really haven't tried in years. And the thing is, I used to do Burger King all the time for DSP tries it because they actually used to put effort in. They would actually have new products. They just don't.
He loves Burger King.
So, you guys let me know. And we'll see. But the earliest that would be is next week, like, or maybe early next week. Because like I said, this week we weren't doing one. We were purposely skipping it because I'd done so many last year. I wanted to give it a little bit of a break. Maybe early next week. Let's talk about it maybe over the next few days. Okay? Okay. I received a $20...
It looks like here, according to his actual playlist, the last one was 9 days ago, and it was Panera Bread, which I completely forgot about. So, and then before that, it was whatever it was for his Christmas thing, I think.
Anonymous tip. This person says, I can't wait to see what you think the most disappointing games were of 2025, and also please keep Frankie in the party for Pokemon today. So this is our person who loves Greninja. Thank you for $20. Yes, for a $20 contribution on any stream when I'm playing Pokemon. You can either name a Pokemon or request a Pokemon to be in the party for the entirety of the stream. So thank you to the anonymous $20 tipper for that. Cool. Thank you for that. Okay. All right. And then Lance Catamaran gifted our first sub of the day over on Kick. So thank you to Lance for getting the Kick support going today. I appreciate that. And then there was a $2 super chat from Trials95 who says, I have to go back to work, but I'll be listening in. Sounds good. I know that, you know, for many people, my live streams take place during the day when you're at work, and a lot of people either just listen to it in the background or they actually get caught up after the fact with the on-demand video. So rest assured, this will be recorded and it will be uploaded as a separate upload, the Disappointing Games Countdown. Then the Pokemon stuff will be its own, its own playthrough continuing on. So don't worry, you don't have to watch the raw stream or whatever. It will be broken out for you later today when I upload the videos individually. Okay? Good stuff. Thank you to Soul at 2 a.m. They just did a $10 super chat. The idea knocked, I forgot why. Ate the light switch, whispered disappointing games, then left fingerprints in time. I am blamed for noticing the breasts of Twilight until the game started. Cool. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate that. Let's get that on the leaderboard.
Wow.
That's now our biggest super chat of the day. I'm not even going to attempt to understand it. There's no reason to. It's all good. I don't need to understand everything someone says to me or in a contribution. I just need to read it out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to try to, like, understand the mysteries of the universe. That's not my job. My job is just to stream and entertain and be grateful for the support I receive. Oh, my goodness. What's up, Sway Crab? How are you this morning? Good morning. So we're just going to hang out for a few minutes. Probably a little
Oh, did we get a good stuff? Oh, shit, I'm not paying attention. My bad. Here we go.
afternoon Pacific time. We'll begin with the countdown. I have 16 games to talk about. Some
Oh, okay, so we got, like, okay, he should be starting with it probably around
I
now.
have way more to say than others. Some I just have very little to say, but you'll see why. And so I assume this will probably last about an hour to an hour and a half-ish. And then once we're done with that, we'll take a break. And then when we come back, it'll be around 2 hours-ish of Pokemon Legends, ZA, DLC, progress here on the stream. Okay? Filipino, how are you doing? Good to see you here today.
Oof, this is rough today.
Oh, yeah, remember that guy? That's true. Bookworm says, sounds like something that the guy who used to super chat magic card descriptions. You're right, there used to be a guy, actually I think it was Tips, they used to come by every day, and they used to do, like a small contribution, like $1 or $2, but they would always have, like, a description of a magic card. I think they had, like, a deck of Magic the Gathering cards, and every day they would just, you know, like, post up one, and I would read it out, and like, I wonder what card this is supposed to be. That was fun, actually. It lasted, like, a year. How am I today? I'm doing good. I got a little bit of the stupid sinus problem today, which sucks, so I'm gonna have to be doing this.
Oh, we can all hear it, sir. We can all hear it, thank you.
Where I push the button and I drop the audio. It's bothering me today. I got the stupid drip. I hate it. But I get it seasonally and I get it with different kinds of conditions. I think the heat was on all night. So I woke up this morning and I was like, oh, sucks. But what can you do?
You could take, I don't know, a nasal spray, a Claritin, an Allegra, could blow your nose. I mean, really, you could do like lots of different things if you have allergies.
Jade, I appreciate your
Not just show up and continue to snort into the microphone like a complete weirdo.
enthusiasm, but I'm not going to spoil anything on the list. You guys already know some of the things that are going to be on this list if you saw the thumbnail. The thumbnail of the stream gave away a few of the entries in this list, but certainly not all of them.
Yeah, Jade, shut the fuck up. We're not there yet. You gotta sit here for 4 more agonizing fucking hours.
But I'm not going to spoil. No,
Try not being a bitch about it.
Flonase and Zyrtec do not work, Pepe. Those are for allergies, and those are for congestion. I don't have either. This is not congestion, nor is it allergies. It's postnasal drip, which it flares up with certain kinds of conditions in the air or weather. And like I said, because the heat was like blasting all night, I woke up this morning, I was like, oh, first my throat was dry. I was like, oh, and then the drip started. I was like, oh, they don't actually work for me. They don't do anything. What AI did I use for the thumbnail? Grok. X is Grok, because I have this, the monthly low-end premium sub on X. I don't pay for the expensive one. That one's ridiculous. It's like insanely expensive. But I think I pay like $5 or $6 a month or something. I don't know what it is. But I pay for that and then I get Grok and I use that to make some thumbnails for special events and things. And that's how I made this one. And to be honest, it's better now than when last time I used it. The last time that I used Grok for a thumbnail was for, well, I did use it for a couple times for the Christmas stuff that I did. But the time when I wanted to use characters and things was way back earlier last year when I did the Worst Games Marathon. Anyone remember the Worst Games Marathon? So when I did that marathon, I made a thumbnail that was like Gollum and King Kong.
Yeah, we saw it was like AI and it was like really shitty. Move
to
on,
get it to
bro.
even look remotely like what you were going for. This time, no exaggeration, it took maybe 2 tries. I just had to refine my words slightly. Grok could not figure out the characters from Mortal Kombat.
Benadryl would stop his postnasal drip. Really, yeah,
At all,
anything would,
for some
for
reason.
sure.
It was having a really hard
Nasal sprays,
time with that. I was trying to get it to do various different characters.
sometimes people have to like maybe like sleep with like their head elevated or
And
whatever.
it would give me the wrong one over and over, or it would give me like how can I say? I tried one time.
A lot of things would basically dry him up and stop it from dripping. It's drainage in his sinuses, which is typically either related to like sinus infections or allergies or something like that. So
I said, give me Liu Kang, and it gave me Ryu from Street Fighter. So I think what happens is it tries to find something that's more popular or similar to what you're asking for, but there's more examples of. So, I want Liu Kang. Well, there's not a ton of examples of Liu Kang as opposed to Ryu, who's way.
yep, there's plenty of stuff that he could get over the counter. Like you say, Claritin or Allegra, those are the two I know.
more prominent, so they gave me like a variation of Ryu instead. And I was like, I'm not going to see. Marty says, well, who's this particular character on that thumbnail? I'm not going to spoil. You're going to find out in this countdown. All right? Don't worry, you will find out. What's up, King Michael? Good morning.
We're already out of things to say. We're already out of stuff to talk about.
Okay. Oh, by the way, so while we start this countdown, FYI, there will be interaction. If there's contributions or whatever, I am going to shout them out during the...
There will be interactions if there's contributions. So he literally told you. The only way I'm talking to you assholes is if you cough up a few bucks. That's so shitty.
countdown. I will be, talking with you guys back and forth about
I guess but if only if they give money, right?
what you think about the countdown as it happens. It's not just about me doing the countdown and ignoring all of you. It is an interactive stream. Okay, just so you know. So we can treat it like that. Satan is here. How you doing this morning, Satan? No, I didn't know about any showcase today. Didn't hear about that. What showcase are we talking about? Huh.
To be fair, Toxie, he never says anything of worth anyways. That's true. But when he doesn't talk, I get hit with claims on his stupid fucking music and I have to go in and like cut it out, which is fine. I don't, it's just annoying. It just makes more work for me, frankly.
How's the weather today? Cool. Thank you, Bane of Daytime. A little bit of the shirt. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're really going to sit here for this minute 10? Like, really? Okay.
What kind of water do I drink? Filtered water. Filtered through a pure water filter in my refrigerator. And it tastes good.
Of course. Of course it is.
Have you ever tried Lord of the Rings Online? I bought Lord of the Rings Online. Tried to play it on a... Music's too loud? Oh, you're right. It is a little loud. There we go. Music is a little loud. I'll lower it. Thank you for telling me. That's better. There we go.
All of your shit is always too loud. How do you still... I say this every day. How do you still not understand? Sir! he pays for some program. He pays like $20 a month, but if he stays, I pause him when I talk, so that's okay. But when he gets silent like that, those little parts are where it will hit me. It doesn't strike the channel or anything. It just says that you can't monetize the video. There are some that have gotten the strikes from the channel, and I just don't fucking care. Like, my streams don't get a lot of views. I'm not over here like rolling around in a pile of money off of like the views from this channel. So sometimes I don't care. Sometimes I go through and take them out. It really depends on what I feel like doing. Because I don't like seeing the little red things on my YouTube channel that say copyright. Like, it bothers me. But he pays $20 a month or whatever for this shitty fucking music. But if he'll just keep talking over it, then I don't have to do any more work. Ooh. Which I appreciate. So sometimes when he does shit like this, he doesn't talk. I skip ahead to find him talking.
One of the top 10 MMOs in the world. That's interesting. What's up, Game Boy? Good morning. How's life treating me? Pretty good, except for the nasal drip I got this morning.
Yeah, things are tough all over, guy. You know, some people aren't going to get to eat today and shit like that. Some people are blind. Wow.
Alan the Baller, how are you this morning? Good morning.
Can we start?
It's called New Game Plus, the event. Oh, I never heard about it.
Hello, sir?
Super Bonchan, you know well what was for breakfast, what I have for breakfast every single day when I'm streaming. Same exact breakfast. It hasn't changed.
What the fuck is happening? Toxie, we thought you were like Scrooge McDuck over there. No, not when my streams get like 1,500 views or 2,000 views or whatever it is.
Changed.
There we go. This is going to be... I'm sorry. You got to bear with my fucking autism that's about to happen. Thank you. Thank you. There we go. Thank you.
You're a pianist behind me?
What the fuck? What is wrong with you?
Where's this coming from? What is this music? It's scary.
Why would a penis be behind you? What?
That's legit creepy music. That's like a horror movie soundtrack playing right now. Like, what the? Will I be interacting with Kick Chat today?
No.
No, last year Grandmaster Scrub, it's its own playlist. I think I just called it like DSP's year-end series, and you can find it for 2024. You should be able to.
Why? Why would you say that? Is there a penis behind me? Why would you say this? Oh, we've got to. I'm sorry, I can't. Like, my brain cells are like just jumping off a cliff.
Building it. I was doing like once a week late night chill streams with my new setup. I now have these Rode mics, so I was going to use the Rode mic. So when I'm building it, the mic is still at me. So because the problem was the mic didn't pick up my voice well when I was doing it previously. So I was going to do it differently with the Rode mic now and everything. And I was like, oh,
is there a penis behind me? Freudian suck. Ah, I see what you did there.
So maybe I should start doing that. I don't know. We got a lot of ideas of things to do this month. Just like, are you aware? We're 8 days into January. We haven't even talked about a marathon at all, which I guess is a good thing. You know what I mean? Like,
have you finally realized they suck and you don't make the thousands you feel you deserve?
Previously, again, when everything was based around goals and hitting milestones and support, we basically were always like, oh God, what's the next thing that we have to plan, that we have to do? And now it's not like that anymore. Now we just enjoy whatever I'm doing every day. And it's a lot of gaming recently. Like, we've been playing a heck of a lot of fun games.
Is he doing away with marathons? Is this what we're trying to get to here?
And that's obviously a good thing. But now it's like, well, when are we going to do the next marathon? I don't know, when we feel like it. Like, have we had an idea for one yet? Not really. So maybe we don't rush it. Maybe we wait and we do one when we feel like doing it.
Maybe we don't rush it, seeing as how I'm not hitting all my goals every day. Uh-oh.
What we have to do is we have to now change the marathon timing again, because we've been doing it late in the month. But remember that my birthday is the first week of April, and we always do a marathon on my birthday or right around my birthday. So we need to reposition the marathons to be like the first week of the month again.
Ah, the birthday.
So maybe we do a marathon first week of February. Could. I don't know. We got to think about what we want to do.
I need to wait for all you fucking wheelchairs and dents to get your tax refunds. We won't start till March.
Yes, we've all heard GTA 6 may be delayed again, but it's all nonsense. It's all the same. Here's what's going on with gaming news today. They like to report the obvious and act like it's breaking news. Like, just last...
Thought we were going to get started with this countdown, sir.
No. Literally, someone said, I'm bored today, I need to write an article. And they sat down and said, what's common sense? Oh, if the price of hardware goes up, maybe that would affect the development of the next consoles. Let me just type that out in a paragraph. And then they published it, and everyone picked up on it and said, oh, that's a news story. No, it's not. Something that's a hypothetical common sense thing doesn't mean it's a news story. So, for example, this whole GTA 6 thing, right?
This is all based on Jason Schreier, the industry journalist, who has written some really good articles before. In fact, I actually recommend he did an audiobook, a book that was turned into an audiobook about game development. And it covered the development of games like Destiny and stuff like that. It's actually really good.
I was gonna say he's on some kick now, so
years ago and we really liked it.
Grandpa's gonna ramble here for a few minutes.
But he's one of the guys who when things are slow, he'll just like do some boring ass shit and present it like it's a big event or a big article. So he's the
remind you of anybody?
one. He published this article. Well, GTA 6 may not be ready because some of the quests may not be done and the testing hasn't been done yet. It's like,
his birthday is in April. He's going to be 44. Talking about it now. Loser flag.
well, yeah, well, let's think about it. We haven't seen any gameplay yet. We haven't actually seen any real advertisement for the game whatsoever. We're not getting any information from Rockstar. This is called common sense. If it was ready to be presented because the game was done, we'd know about it already. So all you're doing is you're relaying matter-of-fact, easy to figure out.
Has it been so long that Phil doesn't understand the concept of having a job anymore? I don't think he understands many, many concepts that regular people do.
Information if someone has a logical thinking brain. It's not a news story. It literally doesn't need to be reported because it's not news. A game's in development, so it's not done yet. No shit, it's in development. That's the fucking point. That's what it means to be in development. It's not complete yet. So it's not an article. It's not news. That's why recently I haven't been actually covering game news at all because there's none. Like, this is what game news has become. Oh, there's nothing to talk about today? Just fucking publish anything and act like it's news. There's no news. You didn't say anything. You wrote a giant thing that had no actual information in it. And you presented it like it was some kind of thing that everyone needs to talk about. And then every single YouTuber, every fucking streamer, every person on X, every person on gaming journalism, all report on it like it's news. It's not fucking news. There's nothing to talk about.
Are you good, Grandpa? Can we do the countdown now? It's really what I came here for.
Okay.
Yes.
Are we getting ready? Are we ready to get started now? I think we have a good attendance now to build up and to begin now with the Disappointing Games countdown.
Yeah, whole 250. Look at you go.
All right, so again, to reiterate, during this countdown, it will be interactive. As I do these countdown and we go through...
Relating to people would require him to leave his condo. That is true.
Look at games and stuff, okay? 100%, I'll be reacting and responding to you guys. If there's contributions that come in, I will shout them out. Okay, so definitely, treat it like that. It's not like this is an on-demand video that I'm playing on the channel or anything. But this should be fun. The way I'm doing it is the 2 PC setup. So I'm going to play clips from my playthroughs on one end here. And then I'm going to react to the clips, basically, and give you my opinions on said game and why I think that it was a very disappointing game. Okay? So we're going to jump back and forth a little bit between the stuff.
Watch him take a break first. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. He's only been here for 20 minutes.
As we do this. In fact, maybe, I'm trying to think how to do it best. I'm thinking maybe I should move the monitor over, because then I'll be able to see your chats easier. Yeah, I'm going to do that, actually. Let me do that right now.
I'm assuming it's just going to be the 10 games, 10 of the mini games he's fucking wage quit, I'm assuming.
There we go.
What do you guys think he's going to say is the worst game of the year? What's going to be number 1?
This way, it'll be much easier to see what you guys are saying. Okay, good stuff. And I will come back over here, and I'll say some stuff, and then I'll go back, and then I'll come back. So I'll basically be going back and forth between the 2 screens, all right? You can still hear me, right? Even though I moved the microphone, it still sounds good. Because this is like a neutral place for the mic where I can do commentary here, but then I can also be here, right? I like how the mic is very maneuverable now. Sounds good?
Disappointing because no support, am I
sounds
right?
Good here. The mic sounds good here, but the mic also sounds good here, right? Because I'm looking at the camera, I'm not using this frame, but it sounds good this way too, right? Sounds good? Okay, good. It's my first time I'm testing this on the fly. A lot of creators do this. They jump between 2 scenes, and I wanted to test this, see how it works, in fact. Oops, pressed the wrong button. See, so I'll be over here doing commentary on the games as the video clips play, but then I'll be swinging back over here.
Have I really missed 2 good stuffs? Get the fuck out of here. We got some Battlefield, Mario Kart, another Silent Hill, Mario Galaxy. Am I down by 2 good stuffs? Sorry, y'all, I suck.
Here we go. To go full screen, to go...
It's like really hard to be a streamer and stuff. You have to like do a lot of things at once and it's very hard.
Between the games and stuff like that, okay? So first time trying it this way. If it doesn't work out, we'll change it, we'll figure it out. But I wanted to try something different this year because I have the means to do it now. Okay. Marty says, get a dual mic setup. Have a mic on both sides of the desk, then I could be in stereo. I don't think it's all that crazy.
Please don't give this fucking retard any more ideas. The man has 3 microphones.
Like, the Roland Bridgecast only has inputs for 1 microphone, so I would have to get, like, a more complex...
Technically 4. That little clip-on one came in a set of 2.
Audio interface device to even do that. I should have a crotch camera for what purpose? Why do you want to stare at my balls? That's disgusting.
It hurts.
Okay.
Oh, physically cringing
Are we
too
all ready to
hard.
start? Everyone ready to begin? All right, let's get going. Ready? Okay,
We
here
were
we
ready
go.
like 15 minutes ago, dickhead. Let's go.
Hello, everyone. It is that time of year again.
He put smoke on the screen. He put like fog on the screen.
I'm Darkside Phil, and welcome to my year-end series covering the events of 2025. So the new year is already upon us, but I'm still stuck down here in the pits of disappointment. Because, ladies and gentlemen, 2025 was a year when, at least for me, it was just rife with disappointments. When you look at the landscape of games in the modern era, I think a lot of things have changed.
I almost closed the stream. Digital Melanin, I would not have fucking blamed you. Like, I cringed so hard, it hurt me. It hurt my rib cage.
Compared to the old days.
To physically cringe that hard.
What I mean by that is, you used to have these tried and true companies that would put out amazing top-tier games, and you knew that you could trust them. Whether it was a
This is going to be an hour and a half of him just acting like a smug asshole while he shits on these games like he can actually make something even somewhat interesting or good at all.
ginormous company that has a humongous history like Nintendo, or a huge game publisher that could do a variety of stuff like Ubisoft or BioWare or Bethesda. You used to have your
Agreed,
big heavy
Jenkins,
hitters, and you knew
100%.
that every year you could trust them to put out quality games. It seems that in the modern day, that's just not the case anymore, and most of the great games of last year were pretty much from small-time, AA, or either indie developers, and the big boys kind of fell flat on their own faces. What we're about to do is walk through a list of 16 games which I played in 2025 that I found disappointing for one reason or another. Now, I want you to understand, this is not a listing of the worst games of 2025. Although a lot of these games you will see are pretty bad, that's really not the goal of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to basically show you reasons why certain games were disappointing. Maybe there was a game that actually was decent, but just didn't live up to the expectations that people had for it. Maybe there was a game that I actually enjoyed, but it just didn't work out as a playthrough. It really disappointed me. Or maybe the game sucked. So we're going to take a look at all these different situations and my personal rundown of the most disappointing games of last year. However, I just want you to know they're not in any particular order, except for number one. All these games were disappointing, and I don't want to rank them really, oh, what was the saddest or biggest disappointment? But there was one game last year that actually significantly pissed me off. And that one I will leave for last, okay? All right, everybody. So, by the way, I already explained this to my audience, but this is going to be an interactive stream, meaning if people want to talk to me about the selections, if there's contributions, I'll be speaking with them and shouting them out. There may be some back and forth between myself and my audience, all right? But the first game that I want to talk about is a game that I don't think anyone is going to question or think, well, gee, I wonder why Phil has this one on his list. This game, interestingly enough, was made by a former game developer who used to work for Rockstar. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the game that we're about to talk about is Mind's Eye. And for those who don't remember, by the way, pay no attention to the man standing behind me. For those who don't remember, Mind's Eye was a game that was actually heavily hyped, that it may be the new game to take over for Grand Theft Auto. It's going to be an open-world adventure featuring technology and mystery and all kinds of fun gameplay elements. And then the game actually came out. And when it did, what we all found out is that Mind's Eye was an atrocious mess. The game itself was not polished in any way whatsoever. It had
What was with the fog? He said something about like being in like the pits of like the worst games or something. It could just be he ripped hard ass. It's hard to tell.
huge physics problems.
Or that fucking room has finally combust into flames from the fact he has 76,000 things plugged in.
It had tons of boring, repetitive gameplay. It had NPCs doing some kind of weird slide across the floor like they're Iceman from X-Men. Cars disappearing. Things exploding, launching into the air. The game was obviously completely and utterly unfinished. It made no sense that they even released it. And by the way, this is a full retail release game. This one was sold for like $60, $70 plus tax. This is not, oh, this is an indie game that was sold for a discounted rate. I mean, take a look at the physics here. Just clobbering a giant truck and the thing flies like it's made of paper mache. And then it disappears from the game world entirely.
You know what, Jerry? We might have needed an atrocious counter. He does love the word atrocious. It was atrociously bad, is one of the things I put on my list when I did the video of the shit I wish he'd never say again. Atrociously bad was on there.
And this game was rife with these problems. But not only was that one bad for those reasons, the game itself was just a pathetic mess. Like, there was
It wasn't fog, it was just old man dust.
nothing really interesting about it. The writing itself was bad. The plot was very generic and not interesting. And probably to make matters even worse, a game that is supposed to kind of be like GTA, but basically this game didn't have anything going on in the world at all. Like, what's one of the things that you would say about Grand Theft Auto is very interesting? Well, the world. It's vibrant, it's alive, it feels like there's stuff going on at any moment. That makes you, look at that. That makes you interesting, right? There's all side quests, there's gang activity that can happen. In this game, as you drive around, there's literally nothing happening in the game at all at any time. Like, the world is so boring, people fusing into cars like that, there's just nothing actually happening. It's just a very empty, broken, unfinished game with a world that's not engaging at all. And the fact that they tried to charge full price for it, most people saw right through it. Now, I bought it just on curiosity's sake, and man, I only got like maybe 4 or 5 hours in, and it was just, I've had enough. Like, there's no point to even play this. There was actually an entire stealth mission based on sneaking into like a prison, getting an item, and getting out. It was one of the most boring things I'd ever done in my life, and I gave up. So, Mind's Eye, a very, very...
Number 1 is chill. I never want to hear him say chill again. I never want to hear chill again. I never want to hear chill vibes. I never, ever want to hear super duper from a 45-year-old man ever again. Yummy. I never want to fucking hear yummy ever again. He was eating something the other day. I don't know how a DSP tries it got on my TV. And I got a double yummy, just about threw up in the back of my fucking throat.
Good example of a game that really didn't live up at all to any of the hyper expectations that have been played out for it. If anything, what this proves is that just because someone who worked on a game actually worked at its game studio...
He doesn't say robust anymore. He got his ass clapped pretty hard and got clowned on pretty good for saying robust.
...that was prominent, does not mean in any way, shape, or form that the game is going to be good. Yeah, they had the idea of what an open world sandbox game should be, but it doesn't mean that the one that they make is going to be a good one. And yeah, it was a huge, huge waste of
Jasper Kitty sucks.
money and a ripoff. So,
oopsie poopsie. Yep, chill triggers
that's
me.
our first entry in the most disappointing games countdown. Moving on to the next. Our next game was a game actually made by a well-respected game developer. This is a developer that actually, in the past, had made quite a lot of great
ginormous
games and was kind of like resting on those laurels, looking down memory lane and saying, hey, look at what we did in the past. Here's our next new offering. Come out and check it out. So I did. And when I did, there was actually a lot of things about the game that I enjoyed. But at the same time, there was one glaring, really huge flaw. Ladies and gentlemen,
he doesn't say dope all that often, but every time he does it, it hurts me inside.
Next on my list, the most disappointing games of 2025 countdown. Someone already guessed it. You guessed it. Avowed. So, Avowed is made by Obsidian. Obsidian is the studio that made Fallout New Vegas, one of the most highly respected games that has ever, like, come out, and we still...
So, question, was Mind's Eye, like, a legitimate piece of shit? And then Avowed, is this something that I should be looking into this. Is this something that he wage quit, or what?
Wish that there would be another one, right? Sadly, Bethesda's doing pretty much...
I'm going to keep a list in case, like, some people come in, like, later in the stream and they want to know, like, what number everything is. So he said he had 16 games. So I got 1 through 16 here. I'm going to try to keep track.
Nothing with Fallout besides making a TV series right now, which is great, by the way. But we want more Fallout. Well, Obsidian needs something else to do. So they decided to make their own open-world fantasy game in the style of, say, The Elder Scrolls. And as you can see, at face value, the game doesn't look...
Mind's Eye was legit shit. Okay.
Not bad, does it? The graphics are pretty good. The movement, the gameplay elements, the leveling system. In fact, I would argue that if you just play Avowed and explore, you're actually going to have quite a lot of fun. Because I did. Just kind of messing around in the world. I played this game for, I want to say, around 12 hours. And I pretty much ignored the story. And I just ran around the open world and messed around with exploration and the like. And every time that I did that, I actually had quite a lot of fun. The open world itself is well designed, looks really good, and just in general is a great time to kind of mess around in. All right? So then wherein lies the problem? Well, the problem with Avowed is that there's a story. And every time that you try to delve into the story of Avowed, you'll find out that basically this studio probably doesn't employ the people who wrote Fallout New Vegas anymore. In fact, they probably don't employ anyone who knows how to write. Because the story of Avowed is one of the most boring, uninteresting, confusing, and just not special things that I've ever seen in an open world RPG. Every time that there's dialogue, every time that there's a development in the story, it's like, what is going on? There's this ethereal voice talking to you, and make a choice. Does the choice even matter? Doesn't really matter. And then you got to do a lot of menial tasks in order to advance to the next part of the story. And so the sad part about this game is that it's not a bad game. Like I said, not every game that I'm going to have in this countdown is a terrible game. The world design itself is actually quite good. There's some good things about Avowed by playing that I enjoyed. But the story itself is so dang boring that you don't really want to go back to it when you're forced to do it. And that's the thing about any open world RPG, right? You got to do...
Oh my God, this guy this guy just drones on and on and on. Fatal, thank you for the aid, honey. I appreciate you. Can we all agree it's not the words he speaks, it's mostly his voice? A lot of it is how he looks, a lot of it is how he sounds, and a lot of it is what he says. He's all around offensive to almost every single one of your senses that you have.
The story at some point, you can't just ignore and put...
He even looks like he smells like cat piss. So even the ones that you can't possibly think it could affect... It does.
Put off the story endlessly. You got to get back to it. And every time you do, you're like, oh my God, I wish I could just explore the world some more. So after about maybe 12, 13 hours of the game, I was like, I just don't want to play this. I'm bored. The story is not good. And I wish that basically they employed better writers, but they don't. So sadly, that's the story of Avowed. It's just a game that doesn't live up to the hyper expectations of anything that Obsidian has ever put out. It's boring to play once you have to get into any kind of dialogue or story.
The one where he was cringing at the ladies with like the one like had like her tits hanging out or whatever. That was Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. That was during the viewer's illusion of choice. He was like, oh, they're just looking at her tits. Like he freaked the fuck out about boobs.
It's just completely uninspired. I wish maybe it was kind of just, you know.
I think that's what you mean, Colleen.
Elder Scrolls. In fact, rumor has it, this actually was supposed to be an Elder Scrolls game, but they were outright told by their parent company Bethesda, no, this can't actually have the Elder Scrolls stuff in it. We're not going to give you the, the IP. So they just turned it into its own thing, and that's basically why it sucked. Now, if you like exploration and side questing, I actually recommend it. But I'm just going to warn you, whenever you get to the story, you're going to be terribly bored. I was, and pretty much everyone who played this game was. That's the major problem with the game. All right. That one was a sad one. The good news about Avowed is that it's a Game Pass game. And like some of the games this year that really stunk, at least if a game's going to be bad, if it's a Game Pass game, then at least you're not like dropping money on it, right? And I think maybe in 2025, this was the year when Game Pass for some people was a big, big advantage. Because if you don't have to buy the game outright and it sucks, you didn't really lose anything, right? So a lot of these games I tried were Game Pass things that, I didn't really, invest too much. So it's not a big deal that it sucked. But at the same time, yeah, it's disappointing when you get a game company like Obsidian that's done good things before and they just don't know what they're doing anymore.
The leaderboard will be trash today due to that overlap. Oh, I know that thing looks like shit. If he was smart, he'd move it to the bottom. But then, I don't know, it might confuse the wheelchairs and dents.
Like it seems like they've lost their way and the people who used to be good at the company don't work there anymore. All right, continuing on. The next game on my countdown. Wow, once again, this style of game I have played in the past, and I've been able to turn, how can I say, coal into diamonds. I've been able to make a game that maybe...
No, he in fact has not. No. He in fact even says it's not his responsibility to make a bad game good. So, no.
Other people found boring, very entertaining through my commentary.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen...
This is a thing you made up. This has never happened in the entire history of Everdom.
This game was one that even I couldn't save in any way, shape, or form. Some of you have no idea what I'm talking about, and you're probably better off for it. The game that I'm about to tell you about, in my opinion, isn't anyone's good use of time, and if you skipped it last year, be thankful. Ladies and gentlemen, the game next on my countdown of most disappointing games is Lost Records, Bloom and Rage. So, the whole narrative-based choose-your-own-adventure style game is something that I've done in the past. Life is Strange, particularly, is one of the series that I've been able to make some good content out of.
I highly doubt this.
This particular game, I feel, took it way too far. So
I agree. That's an outrageous fucking... It's an outrageous statement. I have been able to turn coal into diamonds. Yeah. He said there were 16 games. It was Mind's Eye, Avowed, and now Lost Records.
Lost Records Bloom and Rage is a game that follows 4 teenage...
Did he say Bloom and Rage? Is that what he said?
...girls from all different walks of life who meet each other during this one summertime, and they team up to have kind of almost misadventures. Now, the game's premise is that you're in the future, and these girls have grown up, but they've forgotten actually what happened in the past. They can't particularly actually remember what happened during this particular summer, so they're kind of having like flashback memories and trying to figure out what happened, okay? On the surface, that sounds interesting, doesn't it? Oh, maybe they ran into something crazy, supernatural, or, was it horror-themed or something? And the game keeps endlessly teasing at something like that. As you can see, one of the characters has a video camera where she's documenting things with the camera, and that's one of the main gameplay elements of the game, is that you're trying to document as much as you possibly can while investigating
Big ups, Moth. How you doing, honey?
What actually happened that summer. The problem is, this game is a huge bait and switch. While it sounds on the surface like it's really good, in reality, it's all just fake. It's just girls who kind of are angsty, and there's entire scenes based around these girls basically doing things. You'd be like, these are teenage girls. Why would they be acting like this? Why would they be doing these risky things? You know what I'm saying? And the writing itself is incredibly cringy. It's written, again, it sounds like the people who wrote the game are trying to either relive a youth that they never lived, meaning they wish this is how their youth was, but it really wasn't, or they just read a whole bunch of like teen books, novels, and they try to regurgitate it into like game form. What I'm trying to say is the writing's atrocious. Like none of the characters are very likable. They're doing risky things teenage girls should never do, and then they're lauded as like heroes in the stories, like, but they're not. Like they're actually doing horrible things. Like if I wouldn't want my teenage daughter watching this game and be like, oh, I want to do that stuff. No, you wouldn't. It's actually very bad. It's not good role model content. It's really bad stuff.
Let's all just pause and thank whatever God that you choose to pray to. Let's just all thank them by name collectively that this man has not procreated. Let's just all take a deep breath and just say, oof, thank fuck that has never happened.
But that's how they present it in the game, which is ridiculous, okay? But to make matters even worse, at the very end, and I don't want to spoil the game for anyone who decides to actually play it, but basically at the very end of the first episode, because there are 2 episodes in this game, there is the most lame, over-the-top, just awful writing. All I'm going to say is, one of the girls ends up having a condition, and they throw it at you at the last minute, and you're like, what? Like, why is this part of the game? This is awful that they thought that this would be a spin or a twist. It's just not well written at all. It's actually quite embarrassing, in my opinion. It feels like I said, the writers of the game are probably adults who wish that this was their youth, and it wasn't, and they were trying to relive their angsty adventures. It's just bad. And this is a game that was so bad I never played episode 2. Like, I barely stomached episode 1. I could barely get through it. And then when episode 2 released, I was like, I'm not playing this. I can't stand it. It's so poorly made and so poorly written. I cannot stomach another 10 hours of this garbage slop that really shouldn't exist. You know, that's probably the best way to explain it. Like, there are some games that are made for entertainment, and there's some games that are made to tell an interesting story. This is a game that does neither, and is just so badly made that I don't think that it should exist. Like, probably gaming would have been better if it was never made. But of course, you're gonna have people who are gonna be like, oh, well, don't you know that this is important because it's a game for teen girls? No, it's not. Like I said, the girls in this game are not role models at all. They actually make horrible decisions. They take risks.
I think if you're not a teenage girl, which you only act like one, you're definitely not a teenage girl. But I think, personally, if you're not a teenage girl, maybe you shouldn't talk about what teenage girls would like or find interesting. That's just personally the way I feel about it. I'm 41. I used to be a teenage girl. So long ago, I can barely remember her anymore. But maybe you shouldn't talk about who this game is made for and who would enjoy it and who wouldn't. I don't know. The game could like just totally be ass. I have no idea. I didn't play it. But I'm just saying that maybe you don't like it because mentally, maybe it just strikes a little too close to home for you for more than one reason.
They shouldn't take. I wouldn't want anyone, you know, playing this game and thinking this is how teens should act. It's actually the opposite. This is like an instruction manual of what not to do. So, yeah, the game...
Don't have any fun. Why? Why shouldn't teenage girls do this? What, because these girls have friends?
sucks.
Because they have friends, because they might be thinking about having sex with a boy or girl of their choosing. Oh no, girls are yucky. And they might be thinking about fucking or hanging out with their friends. Ew, gross. Okay.
Couldn't even play the second half because I couldn't stomach it. And if you even give it a look, I'm just going to warn you, you're going to feel like you wasted a whole lot of your time. All right. So.
You know, I'm doing something else right now that makes me feel like I'm wasting a whole lot of my fucking time.
We're only 3 in. I know it feels like we're like 10 in, but we're only...
That's how long you yap, Grandpa.
3 games in. Okay. Up next, we have a game that, sadly, is another example of a company that completely fell off. And when I say that, you might say, I don't know what you mean, because these AAA game companies are coming out with great games, and they keep reporting that they're doing well. The game I'm about to show you in the countdown for the most disappointing games of 2025 is a game that, right now, the actual publisher is insisting did well.
We don't care about the developers. We don't care about the publishers. Just tell us the game, man. Jesus fucking Christ. Ein, thank you for the 5. I appreciate you. Phil is just so intelligent. He can mental first draft everyone on Earth's motives and thoughts on everything they've ever done or will do. Right. He just automatically knows that everybody will or won't. Oh, yeah, you know Assassin's Creed's going to be on there. Oh, is this what it is?
Even though it definitely didn't, okay?
Is this going to be Assassin's Creed?
They won't report actual sales numbers, but they keep saying the franchise is healthy and alive. They keep saying that this is one of our big poster child kind of things, our big IPs, and every time we're proud of the game. And the actual CEO of the company who made this game actually said, well, we just made a game for gamers, and I don't think that's what people are looking for anymore. Excuse me? You're the CEO of a gaming company, and you think that gamers aren't looking for games for gamers. Then what are they looking for? Anyway, let's just get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you a game that I don't think anyone is going to be shocked is on this listing whatsoever from early 2025. Oops. It's Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Oh, you guys nailed it. Big ups, guys.
Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Good for you. That's incredible.
Right from the get-go, already had massive controversy around it because it stars a female ninja, out of which there were probably one ever in history if ever there was one, and it stars a African samurai. That's correct. Someone of darker skin who is apparently a samurai. And immediately people called this out before the game even came out and said, if you're going to finally have an Assassin's Creed set in Japan, why do you have 2 protagonists that aren't even stereotypical people from Japan? Like, they're the outliers. They're the exception to the rule. We've been waiting so long for Assassin's Creed to be in Japan. Why not actually have a game that's representative of what would happen in Japan? So, right from the get-go, there was a huge misstep when they made the game. But for me, to be honest with all of you, when I actually bought and played the game, I never even got that far. You might say, what do you mean? What you're seeing here is representative of the first 12 hours of Assassin's Creed Shadows. Because in the intro, you only play...
No, it is not representative of the first 12 hours. He might have had the game on for 12 hours. He did not get 12 hours into the game. We all know how fucking slow this asshole is. We watched him take 3 streams to put together a Lego set that somebody else did in 90 minutes, and he needed like 6 hours. So, no. Just no.
As Yasuke, the Black Samurai, for about 20 minutes. It goes a little bit of his intro cutscenes, but you never actually really play as him in his story. It just goes right to the female ninja. You're then forced to play her story almost tirelessly and endlessly for about 15 plus hours before the game goes back to Yasuke. And as you can see, this is the gameplay of Assassin's Creed Shadows. Essentially, you go through towns, killing endless amounts of enemies. All you do is sneak around and murder people, grab resources, and take over bases. That's the game. All right? Assassin's Creed used to be, hey, you're an assassin, sneak into town, be very stealthy, go in like a shadow, and kill someone and get out undetected. Bonus points if you're undetected and if you don't actually kill anyone along the way besides your target, right? Now, the game is literally infiltrate a base, become a one-man army, murder as many people as possible, in fact, get rewarded for the more murders you commit, and loot and get out. How is that Assassin's Creed? Like, it's not at all.
The game's called Assassin. What do you think assassins do? They're not buying eggs at the grocery store, you retarded fuck. They're assassinating people. I mean, oh, my brain. Oh my God. Like, I'm glad I'm home, because if I had to do this like somewhere else, I'd forget how to fucking get home. I'd forget where I lived.
In any way is that anything to do with Assassin's Creed. What they did is they almost double and triple down on the formula of games like Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Assassin's Creed Valhalla and said, open world's the way to go now. Just make it an endless grind of going through these areas and killing as many as you can and taking over as much as you can. It doesn't make any sense. You're not meant to be a one-man army if you're an assassin. That's not even what the word assassin means. So what were they going for with this game? Basically nothing to do with anything that people wanted with Assassin's Creed. In fact, it actually was confusing because the last Assassin's Creed game was a return to form. If you remember, they had a game that was more small scale, only about 20 hours long, and you again were in smaller towns doing single assassinations, and that made a heck of a lot of sense. This game, going back to the open world formula, sneaking in this giant world and just killing as many as you possibly can, doesn't even make sense for the series, okay?
Yes. Yes, it does. Yes, you are a lone assassin. Yes, that is correct. That's exactly what you do. Oh my God. No, stop. Please. This has got to be, I don't know whether or not this game sucked ass. I didn't play it. But like, come on, man. Like,
after about 10 hours, what happened was the game forced you to get these resources to continue. I'm not kidding. You had a base, and in this home base, you had to get grind.
What was the Egypt one? I can never remember. Is that Origins? I played the fuck out of that game. I liked that one. And then I played 2. I think everyone's played 2 and loved 2. And I think I played whatever the pirate one was. Was that Black Flag? I think something, but this is what you do
for resources as if it was like an MMORPG or something. So you had to keep going back and killing people and trying to loot to get your resources. It was the most boring thing ever in Assassin's Creed. And basically around 15 hours, I said, I'm not playing this anymore. Like, I'm just not having any fun. This isn't what the game's supposed to be. The story, by the way, is very boring. The game takes way too long to go from part to part. The best comparison I can give would be Mafia 3. If you remember in Mafia 3, that was a game that if the story kept moving, it would have been over in 20 hours, but would have been an amazing game. But the game kept padding itself and forcing you to do base takeovers in order to get to the next leg of the story. That's literally what they did with this game 10 years later. It's a game where if you just didn't have to do the grinding, it would probably be fun. But instead, you were so forced to do this repetitive combat and takeovers. It's just not anything interesting at all. I have better things to do with my time than do repetitious nonsense over and over. So Assassin's Creed Shadows did poorly. For those who don't know, it actually was a flop for Ubisoft. The game did not sell nearly as well as they had intended for the amount of money and time they put into its development. And then the CEO went on a PR campaign basically saying, well, it's because of people who complained on the internet about the protagonist rather than caring about the game and its elements. It's a game for gamers, and the gamers didn't care because of all the stuff online. No, the gamers didn't care because your game sucks. You've lost your way as a game developer. You're no longer making games for gamers. That's why gamers don't like it. It has nothing to do with the fact that people made us stink that the protagonists aren't in line with what probably was happening during this era in Japanese history. It has to do with the fact that the game is fucking boring. No one wants to play another open world Assassin's Creed where we have to waste 10 hours, 20 hours before we get to the next leg of interesting story. You're an idiot. Yves Guillemot. All right. So what's a shame about that series is that Assassin's Creed has been one of my favorite game series over the years that I've been a YouTuber, but they have gone so far off the deep end that quite honestly, I don't know if they can ever recover at this point. Like seriously, I just don't know if there's anything that Assassin's Creed can do that people are going to care about the series again. Like, I don't even know. Like, there was actually a story that they were in development making a game. Listen to this. It was going to be set in the days of slavery, and you were going to be like an escaped slave that becomes an assassin, and you were going to fight against like the slave owner, plantation owners. And you might say, oh, well, that's a woke story. No, I actually think that's a good story. Like, that story would have been way better than what they did with Assassin's Creed Shadows, but guess what happened? Assassin's Creed Shadows was coming out and was getting all this flack for the protagonist being black, even though there were no real black samurai, and the other protagonist is a female ninja, and guess what they did? They canceled it. They actually canceled the game and said, we can't make this game in this current climate. No, you can, it just has to be good. All you have to do is make a good game, and people will dig your story, just make a good game. But instead, they go for this kind of agenda-first attitude, and it flops. That's why Assassin's Creed Shadows flops, because no one cared about the game by the time it came out, and then on top of it, the game was bad. They don't get that, though. They really don't understand. All right, so let's continue. Ladies and gentlemen, there was an interesting game, at least I thought it would be interesting, that came out in 2024. This was a game that really was not in my wheelhouse of a game that I normally would play. All right? But
Oh, man. This is getting rough.
people said, hey, you're a PC gamer now. Will you check out more variety of games and different stuff? And I said, sure, I will. Let's check it out. Let's see what this game is all about. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I checked out a game that was not in my comfort zone whatsoever. You may remember it, you may not. It was called UNCENSORED. And as you can see here, I had a great time playing.
Oh, yeah, this one where, like, he couldn't figure out how to get to his job, and then he died.
In it, where my gunner glasses are actually my aviator glasses. I don't know why I wore those during this particular day. But UNCENSORED was a game that everyone was touting as the modern Sims. This game, you can make a virtual version of yourself, and you could go around town doing stuff like hanging out with other UNCENSORED characters. You can eat, you can drink, you can do activities, you can get a job and work. You can do all of these things, okay? And when I played the game, I didn't really know what to expect. And at first, I actually was having a lot of fun with this game. The initial,
Yeah, this is only the 5th one that he's talked about so far, and we've been doing this for about a half an hour.
character creation, setting up personality traits, interacting with certain people in town, and going and buying food, and, checking out what's available in the area. It's pretty good, to be honest. And the graphics, actually, for a Sim-style game like this, are actually pretty outstanding. Take a look. I think the game actually looks quite good. But the further I got into UNCENSORED, of the 2 or 3 streams that I did of it, the cracks started to show. For example, I got a job, and then I got in a taxi to go to the job, and this is what happened. Literally, the taxi froze in place, and I was like, what's going on? Why is nothing happening? Why can't I do anything? So come to find out, in the game, half the jobs weren't done. They had sold the game, but half the jobs hadn't been put into it yet. So if you chose an occupation that didn't exist in the game, you would get into a car to go to work and sit in the car all day. Then you would leave the car and earn money for sitting in the car all day. Now, it is my understanding that you were supposed to actually have the job in there and you would do tasks at the job, but they didn't have that in the game yet. Okay? So similarly to this, as I continued to play and do certain things in the game, other things were unfinished. For example, I found out if you go to the theme park, half the rides don't work. Wait, what? So half the jobs aren't in the game, half the rides don't work. What else is unfinished in this game? Well, come to find out, actually, the game is mostly unfinished, but they were selling it for play. Why would you do that? It was very confusing because it didn't feel like the game was anywhere near ready to be sold. If you're getting such an early experience with the game, where you can't even do half the stuff in the game, well, that doesn't seem to make much sense, does it? So for me, I was very, very disappointed with the game. But ultimately, the thing that really got me was what happened at the end of my playthrough, which I'd like to show you.
Is it too late for a literally counter? No, we can do whatever the hell we want here.
Right here. Out of nowhere. Here's what happened.
And then he died. He got a job, a real job in the real world, and then couldn't figure out how to get there, and then he died.
Phil Burnell has passed away. And as I was playing, we were all trying to figure out what happened. Nothing happened. The game is completely broken, and you just randomly die for no reason. My character wasn't sick. My character wasn't unhealthy.
You died of sadness that you had to get a real job and stop being a loser.
My character was actually fine. There was nothing wrong with my UNCENSORED or Zoe, whatever they were called. They just died out of nowhere. And I tried reloading and replaying. They would always die no matter what at a certain point with no explanation. So there was actually no way to make my character and have them progress past just a few days. It would be instant death for no reason. So the game was literally unplayable because you couldn't get past a couple of days. So at this point, I was like, I'm just not going to play it anymore. Like, it was an interesting idea. It was an interesting thing to try. But man, this thing just doesn't feel like it's finished. It's obviously busted and there's problems. So I never played it again. And I was wondering, would anyone ever ask me? No.
It's a game about building connections with people, and he chose to be completely alone, which causes death. It's his fault.
No one literally ever asked me to go back to the game. And apparently the game ended up being universally panned because things were never finished. Things were broken. And the game developers just essentially botched the whole thing. Which is sad because, like I said, it looked pretty good. The graphics were good. The premise is interesting. But the execution was just incredibly poor, to the point where if the game wasn't actually fully playable, why would you even take money for it? No one basically tested it, and they just started selling it, and then it was a big broken mess. So it was an interesting experiment. If there ever is another game like that in the future, I would definitely be interested in checking it out. But sadly, the game was just an unfinished mess, very disappointing, and so obviously that's why it's in this countdown. Okay. I hope you guys are enjoying the countdown so far.
Not particularly. I pretty much think this sucks.
Let's move on to our next installment. So,
yes, let's move on quickly, please.
This next particular game is very interesting for the reasons why it's in this countdown. Allow me to
I highly doubt it's interesting.
explain. I told you that not every game
If it is interesting, I highly doubt that it's because of you.
that was in this countdown was going to be something that I considered a bad game or a game that had issues. In fact, I don't even know if this game has issues, okay, to be honest. But this game upset me with what happened when I played it, okay? To be honest, I to this day, I'm still a little upset because I feel like there are certain games that if I choose to play them, I have to now kind of do like research up front to figure out if a game is going to actually be accepted or do well. You're going to understand what I mean when I show you this game. Ladies and gentlemen, the game that I want to have next in my countdown is one that was one of my shortest playthroughs ever because basically I wasn't allowed to continue. The game that is next is South of Midnight, okay? So for those who don't know, South of Midnight is a game that was on Game Pass, and it was heavily touted as Xbox Game Studios game. You know, it's going to be an interesting game, and you're going to check it out because its visual style, as you can see, the colors and everything are kind of almost like a cartoonish, cel-shaded style game. It actually had a soundtrack that was very like Southern music. You know, it took place in the bayou, so very like Southern United States kind of a deal, Louisiana style stuff. So in that regard, the game actually kind of stood out. All right, and I played this game. This is basically the intro hours of the game that you're seeing right here, the tutorial, trying to learn the gameplay.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, he played for the Viewers Illusion of Choice marathon in May. I don't know if he's going to include games that he played during the marathons. I don't know if they're going to be included in this list.
Mechanics. And
he definitely really fucking hated it.
Honestly, I actually was enjoying the game. I would compare South of Midnight in the time that I spent in it to a PS2 era game. There's some action combat, there's platforming, there's some puzzles and things to solve. Ultimately, I think where the game was shining for me was that it actually had a unique visual style, and also it had a good music, good soundtrack. But the combat itself was kind of simplistic, the platforming was kind of basic, and like I said, I would compare it to an era of like maybe like Sly Cooper, or Jak and Daxter, or Ratchet and Clank, like a combination of kind of those games, that era of gaming, all right? That doesn't mean the game is bad at all. That's just what the game was, okay? But here's what happened when I played South of Midnight. Started playing the game, and I started to give my honest opinions on it, if I liked it or not. And the audience, during the entire time that I started playing this game, were screaming at me, this game is woke. This game is terrible. It's so leftist. It's so liberal. It's woke. It's woke. And I would turn to the audience and be like, how is it woke? Really, can you explain to me how the game is woke? Because I was playing it, and nothing that was going on in the plot was woke at all. If you think that any game that has an African-American person as the protagonist is woke, you're racist. I'm sorry, you just are. Just solely based on the color of someone's skin doesn't mean that a game is woke. The idea of woke, for those who don't know, is originally that people are supposed to be awoken, taken out of their trance, realizing that there's prejudice in the world and being aware of your surroundings, and then basically taking appropriate actions because of that. So people that were in the woke mentality were people who were supposed to like say, okay, well, I understand that there's certain groups of people that are considered minorities and they don't get equal treatment with everyone else, so we should give them better opportunities and give them assistance and things like that. That's kind of the essence of the woke movement. But what's happened is now the entire thing has changed, and now everyone says that anything that's woke has to do at all with minorities or anything that even involves someone who's black or someone who's, you know, even Middle Eastern and stuff. It's woke now because you have someone who's not white as the protagonist, okay? That's not true. Sorry, it's just not, okay? So here I am, I'm playing this game, and I'm enjoying the gameplay mechanics. I'm enjoying the soundtrack. I'm enjoying these things, right? And every time that I keep looking at the chat, it's just, this game's woke, we don't like it, why are you playing it? And it actually drove me nuts. Like, I'm just trying to enjoy a game on its own merit. Now, very much, maybe the game did actually have woke elements in it, but I certainly didn't even get to them, all right? I was in the tutorial, I was in the first 2 hours of the game, and I couldn't get anyone to engage with this game or even give it a fair shake. People were just so turned off that the main character apparently is woke that I couldn't enjoy it. So after the original stream playing it, I said, listen, this is a game that I was enjoying. I like the platforming elements. I like the exploration. I like the puzzles. I like the combat. I like the music. This is something that I would personally maybe go play, but I guess I just can't stream it, right? Like, I'm not going to stream a game where everyone's going to complain every moment that I play it. So the truth is, all right, I don't know if the game did well or not. For what I'm going to understand, it didn't. The game actually, it was a Game Pass game, okay? So it did get some attention for being kind of free on Game Pass or whatever, and some people did play it, right? But
that was us, unfortunately, running out of skip juice. So now he's going to talk even slower. I am so terribly sorry.
It didn't really get more notoriety, most notoriety or whatever. And what's funny is it won the
You know he doesn't play it off stream.
award at the Game Awards for, what was it called? Is it Games for Change or Games for Purpose? What was it? It was basically some kind of a game, one of these awards. And I was like, well, why did it win that award? And I was confused. And people were like, well, they won the award because the protagonist is African American. I said, huh? Award because the protagonist is African American. You know what I'm saying? Like, it goes both ways. You shouldn't hate on the game because of that, but you also shouldn't be awarding the game solely on that premise. Was the game good? At this point, I don't even know. I'm so confused. I don't even know. my mind is addled.
I know this is very, very upsetting that now we've lost the skip juice, but oof.
And I'm like, I don't know. I honestly wish I did play it more, but
I am. So y'all don't want to listen to it at this speed. I don't want to listen to it at this speed.
a streamer who streams things for an audience. I have to play things the audience will show up for and like, and the audience obviously didn't like this. So I was like, well, I guess this is one. I'll take the L, and I guess I'm just not going to play it. But hey,
okay, so you didn't play it, so move on. What's the next game, sir?
I would say again, if you like games from the PS2 era, and you wanted to play something that was a modern version of that, I feel like it plays like that. I don't know about the story or anything later about it, but I actually was enjoying the game. I was disappointed that
So you liked it so much, and you were so disappointed when people told you not to play it because it was woke, that you didn't even bother looking up the story or watching anybody else play it or seeing what everybody else has to say about it. But you liked the game so much, so you didn't bother looking into anything about it at all?
audience basically said, no, we refuse to watch you play this, and I had to basically go on from it and never go back to it. But that's kind of just the thing. When you are a streamer, you have to go with your audience, and sometimes there's games that I like and they don't, and there's just nothing I can really do about it, and it is what it is. Okay? Okay. Moving on. Our next entry in the most disappointing games countdown
Hello, sir.
is another game that sadly I'm pretty disappointed I didn't get to play more of. All right? It's a game that I only played one stream, and I was very much enjoying it, but the audience again all complained and said, we don't like this game. But I want to give it a moment in the sun here because I actually think that it's a good game and that you might enjoy it. The game that we're talking about today is called Cast and Chill. Okay? This is
He got so butthurt when nobody wanted to watch him play this shit.
very much an indie game. Okay, just to make it abundantly clear. The visual style is pixel art, as you can see. And the whole premise of Cast and Chill is very simple. You go out on a boat with your dog, you cast, you try to catch fish, and you chill. The whole purpose of the game is basically to relax. Now, as you catch different fish, you'll be able to buy upgrades for your line. You'll be able to get a better boat. You'll be able to unlock new maps. And you'll be able to basically do new things. And the locations will change, and the actual visuals get even.
He got so mad about this. Troll. Thank you for the 5. Do you think you could kick Phil's ass? Honestly, no, probably not. He's a lot of dude. He's like 6 feet tall. I'm like 5'5" or 5'6", 5'7" if you believe the lie on my driver's license, so I don't feel bad about myself. No, it probably not, really. I mean, to be honest.
Even more beautiful, and you could do it at different times of day, so you could fish at night or day, different fish will show up and stuff like that. And personally, I liked it a lot. We were looking at this point for a new relaxing game for my rotation, and I thought, I even dressed up for it. I brought out my fisherman's hat again for the first time in like years to try to bring some hype for it.
Yes, at first sign of a fight, he would cry and apologize. Free target at that point. Well, yeah, if I could get him to like fall and like curl up into the fetal position, then I could like kick him in the gut and run or something like that, I guess.
It just didn't work. People were saying that they were more bored than entertained, even though there was an opportunity for people to hang out with me and talk and interact.
So nobody wanted to hang out with you? Is that why you got super butthurt?
Most people said, this is super boring. We're not enjoying this. We just want you to do something else. So after one stream, that was it. But this is a game I just want to let you know, it's very cheap. It's only a few bucks. I feel like if you're looking for a relaxation style game, this is it. There may be...
He can't do 3 real push-ups. You could take him. I don't know.
Who can make this work with their audience. Sadly, I wasn't one. I'd played fishing games previous, and that's why I thought maybe it would have worked.
Step on him. I know other chatters are into it. That's so funny.
But people just found it incredibly boring. This is just a short and sweet one. I think it's a fine game. I was disappointed because it was one that I was liking. It didn't work with the audience, so I had to move on. But Cast and Chill, you might want to give it a look if you're looking for a relaxing game. Okay? Nice, quick, and easy one there. No rage. No
long-winded grandpa talking forever. Super, move on.
No problems with that one. All right.
Super, move on.
The next game on our...
It was just a wage quit because you got butthurt. Move on.
Games countdown.
Mm-hmm.
Is one that I think most of you kind of figured would be in the countdown. But I think at one point, we all thought that it was going to be the other countdown. All right? This is a game that I feel was massively overhyped, was a game that sold solely for one purpose, which isn't a good reason, and a game that suffered from insane amounts of padding, and then had a really, really good point at the end, but you got to ask, what gives with the way that the game rolled out? Let me explain, ladies and gentlemen. The next game on our Disappointing Games Countdown is Donkey Kong Bonanza on the Switch 2. Okay? So when the Switch 2 released in June of 2025,
We knew this was coming.
immediately the question arose, well, what games are we going to
Toxie could pull the old, that's my purse. I don't know you.
get for this thing? Because immediately there was only Mario Kart World and a bunch of ports. So when Donkey Kong Bonanza was released a month later, everyone jumped on it. Oh my God, it's a first-party title. It's apparently you had some of the game devs working on it who actually had worked on Super Mario Odyssey. So all of us who love Super Mario Odyssey was super duper excited
Oh, God. Super duper again. Ugh.
for this game to come out. We heard that there was
Yeah, now we got to hear fucking 10 minutes of rage hate boner for Nintendo.
to be brand new game mechanics. It wouldn't play like Donkey Kong Country, but something completely different. Everything was destructible. You could punch and dig your way through anything in the game, which is going to give a
His worst has to be Mario Kart,
whole new
possibly.
element to the game.
Some people said Silent Hill. He really hated that Silent Hill game. Someone said Battlefield.
Play. It's fully going to utilize the graphical capabilities and the processing power of the Switch 2. This is something that never would have been possible on the Switch 1, right? It all sounds good, doesn't it? I mean, wow. All right. Sounds like the kind of game that I think is going to blow me away. I'm really going to enjoy, and we're all going to have a great time with. And to some extent, that's true. What you're seeing right now is the first hour of the game, where I went to the first room, and I got so hooked on the destruction aspect of the game that I literally, like, destroyed everything in it. Like, I was like, wow, I can't believe that everything actually is destructible. Now, yeah, there's limits to where you can break things in a room, like metal walls that you can see here past all of the dirt. But for the most part, it was pretty insane to see a game where you could just keep digging upwards and keep going up and destroying things. Almost like Bugs Bunny in a Looney Tunes cartoon, digging and popping out of the ground. You can do that in Donkey Kong Bonanza. There's almost limitless amounts of items you're looking for, whether it's giant golden bananas, pieces of gold that you can use to buy upgrades, whether it's the collectibles, which you could use to do other kinds of upgrades or more. You have a sonar. When you clap, you could see the items through the walls, which is really cool because it helps you to solve the puzzles and figure stuff out where that weird stuff is hidden in the worlds. There's also animal transformations, where you can turn into things like a zebra and run super fast, or you can become an ostrich that can fly, or you can become a snake that does a super jump because you spring up like a coil and bounce like a spring. And all of that sounds great on paper, doesn't it? In fact, I'll admit, when you first run into that stuff in the game, you're blown away. Look at my face. Look at my face. I'm actually genuinely happy there. I'm like, wow, this is so neat. I can't believe it. But there's a problem, all right? And the problem is very simple. That's the whole game. Everything that I just described, destroying things in order to find hidden items and doing a few transformations, is the entirety of Donkey Kong Bonanza. Are there some boss fights? Yes, but they're an afterthought. And a lot of them are kind of buggy and wonky because the Switch 2 can't handle the graphics very well. So during certain boss fights, the frame rate dips and the boss fights become chores because of that. But outside of that,
Big ups, JD. How you doing, honey?
every world in Donkey Kong Bonanza is almost exactly the same. You go into an area, you look around for hidden bananas, use your sonar to find items in the walls, you destroy everything around you to get the items, wash, rinse, and repeat. Now, there are some challenge stages where you're going to be challenged
This is his list of most disappointing games.
with platforming and stuff like that. The thing is, those challenges are not even representative of the core game. You can skip them all and still turbo through the game, and there's no problem. In fact, I would go as far to say that Donkey Kong Bonanza is insanely easy. It is one of the easier games.
He really struggled to even learn the most basic mechanics. So I don't know who he's telling it's easy, and I don't know whether or not it is. Again, I didn't get the Switch 2, but he sure as hell struggled to beat it for someone who's like, oh, it's so fucking easy.
that you'll probably ever play in the modern day.
Big ups,
The
Demi
game
Fiend. What's
itself-
going on?
lasts about 20 to 30 hours. Okay? The first hour is incredibly good. Then when you realize the second or third or fourth world, it's all the same, you're like, oh, well, the substances we're punching are different. It's lava, it's ice, it's sticky goo, it's poison. But you're still just breaking it all just to find items in the walls. And if they never innovate on top of that, what is the interest of the game? And the answer is there is none. Now you might say, well, wait, you just said there were animal transformations. There are. The problem is they're almost never used. Once you get the zebra transformation, you'll use it to go on 1 or 2 platforms, and you'll probably use it in a boss fight, and then you'll never use it again for the entirety of the game. I'm serious. There was one at the end of the game, you get the snake transformation. You, like, never use it for anything besides maybe one room. Like, why is it even in the game then? Why'd they bother putting it in there? It's just not fleshed out. Now, here's the weird part about it, is the final segment of the game. The final 2 hours are absolutely outstanding. If you're a fan of Donkey Kong, if you're a fan of Donkey Kong Country, and you like fan service, the final couple hours of this game are absolutely must play, cannot miss. Now, that's as far as I'm going to go because it basically is like a humongous spoiler if I go any further than that. But my problem with the game is, why on earth, okay, is that the end of the game? Why not make the interesting part of the game the game? Instead of having an interesting first 2 hours and an interesting last 2 hours and 30 hours.
Look, people used to donate for a banana animation. I almost forgot about
filler
that.
In between. Did the game makers and developers never hear of the thing called pacing? I'm actually legitimately lost. Like, they didn't understand that you wanted to be entertained in the middle. They thought, oh, once you get into this gameplay loop, you'll just want to do this repetitive gameplay for 30.
You realize this is like a Donkey Kong game on the Nintendo. Like, sir, like, this is for like 10-year-old kids, man. Come on.
30 hours and never complain or want something more of it. And then at the end, you'll be happy because we give you fan service in the finale. No. What they could have done is cut the middle 30 hours out and expanded the final 2 hours into, say, 10 or 15 hours. And this would have been one of the best games of the month.
It's whatever that fucking lame music is.
You know, what do you think about the Switch 2 ending is? And the ending was great. I'm glad I experienced it. But I didn't want to waste 30 hours of stream time to get there.
You didn't have to. You could have quit. Like you quit 80 other games last year.
Well, I hope that you guys are enjoying. We're already more than halfway through the countdown. I'm just going to keep going. Because I know
as you should. If you're only halfway through, then yes, you should keep going.
This is probably going to take about another 30-45 minutes to get through because we are more than halfway now. Some of these entries coming up are actually going to be a little bit more quicker, but I hope that you guys are enjoying. I'm not seeing many people trying to interact with me. That's why
nobody wants to talk to me.
I'm just going ahead and continuing with the countdown. I did say this would be an interactive stream.
Get to the next one, Grandpa.
But I'm just not getting many people here who are really like talking to me. So that's why I'm just continuing on. Maybe people are just used to this countdown being the thing that I just do and don't talk to people. I don't know, right? Okay? All right.
Big ups, Toxie. I'm here to give moral support. Well, I have my moral support emote, so feel free. I love, appreciate, and accept moral support. Big ups.
Continuing on, the next game in my most disappointing games countdown of 2025. This is a short and sweet one, okay? This game was a follow-up to a game that I had previously played a couple years before, but it was sold as a standalone. That's why I'm counting this as a new game. Technically, it's kind of a DLC, but it was sold as a standalone game, okay? This was a game that originally, the original game I liked, although you could tell it didn't have a ginormous budget or whatever.
Oh, whoever hated ginormous, there you go.
I felt like they did justice to the intellectual property. The game was fun. It was a good romp. It had, you know, interesting mechanics, and in general, it was a fun filler playthrough. It certainly wasn't anything that I went crazy for, but at the same time, we had a good time. But then we played the follow-up last year, right? And this one, sadly, had a bad fate. Ladies and gentlemen, the next game on the countdown is a game that you may not even know that I play. It is called RoboCop Rogue City Unfinished Business. What do you mean? Unfinished business? I didn't even know Phil played this. Well, you might not know I played it because I only played 2 parts. And it wasn't because the game was bad, and it wasn't because I wasn't having a good time with it. It was because the game was insanely buggy on PC. To show you what I mean, I'm going to go to the point where basically I couldn't play the game anymore.
I'm wondering if Tony Hawk is going to be on here because he played it once and then was bitching about his hand being all sore, and then he didn't hit the goal and he straight wage quit it. So I'm also wondering if Tony Hawk is going to be on here.
Well, if I could find it. Basically what happened was I would go to this particular terminal, and this terminal needed to be interacted with so that you could open a door. And there was nothing else you could do in the game. There was no other place to go. There was nothing else you could do. You had to interact with this particular terminal to open a door. So I interacted with the terminal, and every time that I did, my game would literally crash. And I was like, well, that's not good. What am I supposed to do if I can't interact with this particular terminal? In fact, I think this was the first time that this happened here.
You don't have it ready to go at the mark. You don't have the timestamp.
Maybe not. I don't know. It's weird
don't.
because this is definitely the part. You could say this is a buggy mess on PC. Game over. But I can't seem to pinpoint the time when it happened. Oh, wait. Here it is. So it says, here's the gates. The gates don't have power, right? So you have to interact with this particular terminal. And when you do it, when you override, and this is a game mechanic that you used 1,000,000 times in the original game before this standalone DLC was sold, the game would close. And this happened, I think, 2 to 3 times, and there was no way to fix it. So I was like, oh, that's great. So basically, I'm hard locked. And this was a case where, sadly, the game was all right, and it was meant to be like a filler playthrough, but I wasn't going to go back weeks later after they patched it to try to actually play it again. No one really cared. It was supposed to be like a thing that we were just going to do quickly and have fun filling in, empty times between streams. Pretty sad, huh? In reality, it's one of the few times that's ever happened to me because, as you know, I only just recently, about 1.5 years ago, became a PC gamer. So usually on console, you don't run into these problems, right?
You're not a PC gamer. I can't let you get away with that. I'm not either, but that would be a disgrace to everybody who is. So stop it. No. If I could, I would smack you in the nose with a newspaper. Stop it. No.
Like almost never on console would you run into like a game locking problem like that. And it was very disappointing that happened. I'm sure by now the game is finished. Like, I'm sure they fixed it. But the thing was, I mean, we're not going to go back to it weeks or months later. We were playing it. It was brand new. And when it was brand new, it was unplayable. And then people didn't really care about it anymore. Okay? All right.
Move
the
on
next
then.
game in our countdown. Good Lord. I can't believe what happened with this one. Okay? A tried and true series, which all of us have grown up loving. It's a staple, an absolute staple in this genre. A game that we were all hyped for when we heard about it was coming out. A game that we were all
It was pretty creepy. It was pretty scary. So I don't know about that. Normal Jinx, thank you, Mita, for being a member. If I could English, that'd be great. Let's start again. Thank you for being a member for 5 months. I appreciate you. I only take advice on games from people who don't have to move their monitor to exit their office. Or those who put their corner desk in the damn corner.
I had a hard time
Big up, Sonny,
swallowing
thank
to
you
the
very
point
much.
where I just couldn't take the game seriously after this happened in the plot. And it gets worse and worse. For the record, this is initially when the girl transforms, but it actually gets worse where she gets more abilities and transforms further into a werewolf further into the game you go. It's terrible. It's horrible. It's completely off base for what Silent Hill's meant to be.
I have to agree with TryJ here. It wouldn't be because the puzzles made you look like a complete fucking retard, now would they?
It takes all of the survival horror element out of the game
No, it doesn't.
whatsoever.
I didn't care for the game, and no, it doesn't.
And by the end of the game, all you can do is shake your head like this and say, I can't imagine what they were thinking besides, we want to make Silent Hill a different kind of game to make more money. Because Silent Hill...
But if they would have given you another one that was, just like, Harry or just like James, if they would have given you more of the same, then you would have complained that it was more of the same old bullshit and it was boring.
Is an incredibly popular and prominent survival horror franchise. But when you turn yourself into a superhuman monster that beats the living crap out of enemies with your pimp hand.
Thank you. With your pimp hand. I'm sorry, that got me right there at the end. Thank you, Victoria, for being a member for 10 months. Kitsune, Phil, Kitsune.
It's not scary anymore. In fact,
it's still pretty scary again, and I didn't even particularly care for the game. It's, some of them enemies and shit that you have to fight are really fucking gross.
I would argue once she transforms, there's literally nothing scary for the end of the game. Or the rest of the game. Like, how could...
He doesn't know what he's talking about, and that's one of the many reasons why he doesn't enjoy things like this. There are quite a few links, actually, to Silent Hill. You know, some of the... And I don't remember all of this correctly, so I may not get it right, but you're given pills that you're supposed to take as health in this game, and something about where they're made or manufactured or something, it's linked to the pills that you see Maria taking in Silent Hill 2. Again, I don't have all of like the details on it or anything, but there are plenty of links to it, to older Silent Hill stuff. And like I say again, I didn't even particularly care for this game very much, and it's just not as bad as he's saying it is. Is it the best Silent Hill? No, of course it isn't, because that belongs to Silent Hill 2. Is it, it's not the best. It's also not the worst.
You'd be scared. The entire first maybe half of the game isn't that bad. When you're going through the town, it's all being infected by the monsters. You're trying to figure out what is this wave of red, like plants and things that's taking everything over. It is scary. But then once you get to this point...
You just said it wasn't scary.
It's like, I just can't take it seriously anymore. In any way, shape, or form. The game is awful.
It's fine if you don't appreciate the game, but you don't have to, shit on it this hard, dude.
And I just don't understand why people even defended it. There's actually people who are like, oh no, how dare you not like this game? You have a right. I've played all the others.
I was going to say, it's better than Homecoming. That was exactly where I was going to go.
This is not Silent Hill.
We all remember that. Fucking hot garbage.
This is exactly what happened to Assassin's Creed. Everyone liked Assassin's Creed because it was a game about assassinations and stealth. Then they turned it into an open world mashing button combat game, and everyone says it sucks. Yeah, it sold maybe because people were looking for an open world RPG, but that doesn't make it good. It just makes it a moneymaker. In this case, Silent Hill was supposed to be a game that was slow-paced, where you have no resources, where enemies...
Blah, 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 blah.
So... let's just take a quick look here and assess, how we're doing. Well,
we got 6 more to go.
Attendance on the stream is actually quite good. So I hope that you guys are enjoying the countdown so far. And thank you for watching live if you're here live. If you're watching on demand, I would love your feedback on this format because I've never done it this way before, where I'm kind of going between 2 setups, where I'm doing... It has nothing whatsoever actually to do with my experience with said game. Okay? There's 2 reasons why I was very disappointed with Hades 2 in 2020.
So the next one is Hades 2.
Reason number 1. Hades 2 had an early release in 2024. The game was not yet completed. I was a person who purchased that game early and played the early access. I was having a ton of fun with it, but after streaming it 2 or 3 times, I was told by my audience, hey Phil, hold off. Stop playing Hades 2 because that game's not done. And if you continue to play Hades...
I don't know, dude, guys. We got 5 more left. We got 5 empty slots. What do we think's on here? What are we thinking? What are we thinking? Is it going to be Mario Kart? He hasn't said anything about Mario Kart yet.
You're going to see parts of the game that are unfinished. You're going to basically get too far in the game. And then when the real game comes out, it's not going to make sense for you to play it because it's changed or it's different or you're going to have to start over and no one's going to want to see that. So I was urged by my audience to stop playing Hades 2 in 2024 when it was in early access.
You mean you got all excited because 3 people asked you to play it? And then you did, and then no one gave you any money?
Then we were waiting and waiting. When will it actually have its official full release date, right? What I'm disappointed at is the way that they released this game. And what I mean by that is it had absolutely no build-up, no hype. It essentially pretty much almost shadow dropped. It was announced what was it, like a week, not even, maybe a week before it was coming out. Hey, it's coming out, full release. Wait, what? To make matters worse, it came out in the midst of the busy fall gaming season. Now, if it had come out in the middle of the summer and nothing else was going on, maybe then it wouldn't have been a big
Someone earlier said Battlefield. What do you guys think? Will Battlefield be
deal.
on here?
But it came out in the midst of the busiest gaming season of the year. So, of course, people are going to want me to be
Mario Kart, Metroid, oh yeah, the fighting games, Mortal Kombat.
playing the
Yep.
more higher profile games, the brand new games, over the game I've already played, the early access.
Did he say Sonic Cross Worlds? No, not yet.
The year before.
If you are just joining, he said that he had a list of 16 games, and there's 5 more that we're waiting for him to say. So number 16 was Mind's Eye. Number 15 was Avowed. Number 14 was Lost Records. Number 13 was Assassin's Creed Shadows. Number 12 was Enzoi. Number 11 was South of Midnight. Number 10 was Cast and Chill. Number 9 was Donkey Kong Bonanza. Number 8 was RoboCop, Rogue City, some such unfinished something business or other. Number 7 was Silent Hill, and we are now on Hades
honestly,
2.
it just didn't get hype. So here I am playing it on my stream. I'm enjoying it and having a good time. The audience is disengaged. They're not having a good time. They're saying we've already
Pretty much like they are now. He played FNAF for a marathon. I don't know that he will include marathon games in
seen
this.
this. Why are you playing it again? Well, because I played early access. Well, you already played it. What? That's confusing. I feel like this game actually would have done better if it didn't have that crazy early access window like it did. Now, you might did insane sales numbers or anything like that. So I feel like they did themselves a disservice treating it as if it were the same game a second time.
Number 1
Then
game is
instead, they maybe should
Cologne.
have treated it more like a hyped release, a bigger release, because it had a following now. I couldn't sell it to my audience. I tried hard. I was like, guys, no, listen. Hades 2, right? It's a great game. We played it last year. I can't wait to play it. I think I only played 2 or 3 streams of it tops, and then
Hey,
people...
look how happy he is playing it. Look at the look on his face back there. Look how happy he is. He loved this game.
People didn't care and said, please stop playing this. Do anything else. We're bored. So I moved on from it. And it's
Yeah, look how happy and excited he is. He certainly doesn't look bored or
sad
uninterested.
because at this point, I would love to play it, but I can't get interest in it. People outright told me we're never... In fact, since I stopped playing it, no one asked me to go back to it. No one. So, yeah. Compare that with Hades 1, where, you know, yeah, I did
We're out of skip juice, unfortunately. This is regular speed.
jump in and out of it for a while, but there was an audience that loved it and wanted to see me go back to it. Not Hades 2.
He's taking so
So-
long to get through these. I'm
I
trying
hope
my
the
best.
game did well. I'm sure it sold good based on the laurels, again, of the first game. But I really feel like they did it a disservice treating it the way that they did and releasing it the way that they did. That's what was disappointing to me. Okay. All right, folks. We're getting there. We're getting down to the end here. And so, this one, to be honest, some people might be shocked and some people might not be. Ladies and gentlemen, my next most disappointing game of
We won't be
2025
shocked.
is a game that I'm still playing, Call of Duty Black Ops 7.
Nope, not surprised.
That is right. A game that I'm still actively playing, a game that I'm actually having fun with, and a game that I'm streaming on the late stream tonight on this very channel. And you might be like, what? Huh? Black Ops 7? What?
Jesus Christ,
No, you have
Tim
to understand,
Taylor, calm
I'm fair
down.
in this countdown, okay? Black Ops 7 is doing pretty good in my lineup right now. Now that I actually have good equipment and stuff that I'm using, I got surround sound headphones. I've got a great gaming keyboard and mouse, okay? I've got everything set up, and
He still sucks ass and can't pull a positive KD, just saying.
I'm doing well in the game. I'm actually getting, you know, good score streaks. And I'm actually getting a positive kill-death ratio. And the audience is entertained.
No, he's not.
Okay, so why is it in my most disappointing list of 2025?
Because you still suck ass, and the last time I checked, your KD ratio was 0.80.
Because it fucking sucks. The game
That's totally ripped from AVGN also.
is bad. This game is nowhere near as good as previous Call of Duties. They did everything wrong. They took away things that were great, like putting down mines or claymores to stop people from getting behind you. It's been removed from the game. Instead, it's replaced by crappy kill streaks of drones and fucking stupid technology nonsense that's garbage in the game. It's got dumb wall jumping that doesn't belong in Call of Duty.
Grandpa can't keep up.
I mean, I can keep going. It's got poor hit detection. The connections are awful. It uses skill-based matchmaking, and it's worse
What about Doom?
than ever.
He hated Doom.
How is it that in one round,
Doom's one of those games that got him in the fucking game journalist shit on Twitter. So wonder if Doom's gonna be on there.
I'm doing absolutely amazing against everyone, getting, you know, mowing them down, getting the drop on them, getting tons of kills. In the next game,
He's not getting tons of kills.
I fill someone with lead, they won't die, but then they don't raise their gun and I instantly die. I mean, I could just go on and on about the problems with this game
I mean, do you have quick draw? Like what's on your loadout? Are you even paying attention?
and the franchise. But Black Ops 7 is now the new example of how Activision / Treyarch / whoever is responsible for Call of Duty just doesn't care anymore. This game did not try to innovate, did not try to advance the formula.
See, and this is exactly what would have happened if he would have gotten a more true to form Silent Hill. He literally just said it. Well, they didn't try to do anything different. So it's like, see, you can't listen to this dude, you know? If they try to do something different, then ew, this is yucky and too different and I don't like it. And if it's more of the same, which he's always sucked ass at these kinds of games, then they don't try to do anything different. Well, which fucking one is it, dude? Like, I don't understand.
It just plays by paint by numbers, essentially. It has really awful game decisions.
Yeah, he did. He got his fucking cheeks clapped on Twitter with that fucking game journalist shit. It was funny as fuck.
With the weapons, with the kills.
I'm not saying Doom was a bad game. I mean, come on. These are just all the games that he fucking raged at. It doesn't make them bad games necessarily.
Streaks. It's just bad. It's genuinely not a good game. I have played so many better Call of Duties in the past. If anything, the one glaring thing about the game that proves it's bad is that it has legacy maps like Raid or Shipwrecked. And when you play those maps, you realize, God damn, this game was much better when those maps were in the older games. Like when you played the old Black Ops on Raid, that was a much better experience. Now, you can't even set up to snipe because anytime that you set up to snipe, there's no way to put down a claymore or a mine to stop someone from getting behind you. And constantly people spawn behind you.
You know, number one, learn your spawn flips. Just number one. Number two, if you actually went outside or talked to people and got some fucking friends that you would talk to who would play the game with you, some of your teammates would be watching your six, asshole. Or if you could pay attention and realize, as I'm laying here sniping, looking down my scope, nobody's come running towards me in a while. Perhaps the spawn flipped.
It's almost impossible in this game to get a kill streak of more than 2 or 3 kills because anytime you kill one person, 3 more people are coming right around the corner to murder you or are already.
Well, perhaps if they're all like butt fucking each other and they're all like all clustered and they won't like, you know, get off each other's dick and like they're just attacking you, then maybe sniping is not the way to go. Perhaps you would rather rush or move around. Again, also playing with people that you can actually talk to who would say like, hey, like look out
behind you. That's just not the spirit of.
Also, how long have you been playing these games? Watch your own fucking six. Like, don't you know to fucking turn around every once in a while, you stupid fuck?
Call of Duty, it never has been, but that's what the game has become. They made it this like twitchy shooter for people who are like, you know, chugging fucking caffeine and snorting fucking energy. That's not what it's supposed
Snorting energy? What in the hell is wrong with you?
to be. You can't even really use good strategy to play this game anymore.
Yes, you absolutely can. Yes, indeed you can. Yes.
And that's sad. So even though I'm still actively playing it, even though I'm actually doing well in it,
You need to learn the maps. You need to get friends, learn how to watch your own ass.
I can call a spade a spade. This game
I hope you feel better, Blue Honey. Take it easy, honey.
sucks. It
Get
should
better.
be much better. And in fact, it sucks so bad that Activision came out and admitted we goofed with this game, and next year will not be Black Ops 8. Instead, we're going to start actually making new games again. It's not going to be Modern Warfare, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, then Black Ops 5, then 6, then 7. They're actually going to start making new titles. We had these kind of Mortal Kombat.
a game that
we go.
essentially is nostalgia bait, okay? And a franchise that I had asked for many years to have one of these kind of nostalgia collections.
To all of the those of you who said Mortal Kombat.
Was Mortal Kombat. Because we had these kind of classic collections for Street Fighter before that had Street Fighter 2 or Street Fighter Alpha or Street Fighter 3, etc. We just had the Marvel collection. But Mortal Kombat had never really done that before. And I was excited when they announced the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection because it sounded like they were giving the fans exactly what they wanted. A collection that had all the different versions of classic Mortal Kombat in it, all accessible with online multiplayer, and it was going to have this cool mode that kind of you go through the legacy of Mortal Kombat and stuff like that. Sounds good to me. I love Mortal Kombat. I would love to experience these games again and to be able to share them with an audience on YouTube, right? Sounds like a great idea. And I actually did go through this game, playing pretty much all the old school Mortal Kombat, including 1 through 4. And then we actually did some of the horrible games like Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero and stuff like that, okay? So actually this collection made a good amount of great content for me, and I did enjoy covering it. However, you may notice I'm not playing it anymore, and you might wonder why on earth is this not in my, or not in my best games countdown, or why is it in my most disappointing games countdown if I liked it so much and I made good content out of it, right? Well, the answer is very simple. This collection was sold completely unfinished. When they released this collection, it had no actual functioning online multiplayer. What I mean by that is that they did have the ability to play it online against people, and they sold it that way. They said, oh, this collection has online multiplayer. But when you actually went to do it, you found out there was no actual lobby system. There was no actual ranking system. It was just, I want to play this game. Okay, search for a random opponent. It would maybe match you up against someone playing it, but if you couldn't find anyone,
Okay. Let's see if we can.
to make it a functioning
I was
game at
hoping. I was
launch,
hoping we could get
and
to
it
the next
died within a
one.
month. This is just so sad that this keeps happening. With these collections, they always release them and they're half featured and they're basically not cross-platform, and it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It's very confusing because it's happened with Street Fighter and now it's happening with Mortal Kombat. I mean, why do they not put effort in? If they actually wanted to preserve their games for posterity, you would think they would try to have the basic features that would make people want to play these games after a week. But it's like the millionth time this hasn't happened, and it drives me absolutely nuts as someone who grew up playing fighting games in arcades in the 1990s. The fact that we just can't get a good collection of any of these games is incredibly disheartening. Like, I guess no one's going to be able to experience these games like I ever did because the game developers just don't care enough.
Move on.
All right. Folks, we're in the top 3.
Yep, this is number 3.
Up next on the countdown is a game that, once again, I can argue is a game from a tried and true game developer. It's a game that you thought on paper would have been good because already there was an iteration of this game that was pretty good. It was a game that you thought, hey, they got a track record, this will be great. And in fact, this is a game that the game developer was already on this list, but now they're making a second appearance. Ladies and gentlemen, the next game on the most disappointing games countdown is The Outer Worlds 2. Why is The Outer Worlds 2 on this countdown? Well, you may not know this, but The Outer Worlds 2 was also made by Obsidian, the same people who made Avowed earlier in the year. And you might say, wait a minute, again? Yes. Yes. I'd like you to take a look at The Outer Worlds 2. Does it look familiar at all? The art style, the open world exploration, the environment's kind of looking cartoony and colorful. It kind of looks like something, doesn't it? Yeah, it kind of looks like Avowed, because it is Avowed. It's basically...
Okay, so we only got 2 left. I don't know how long he's going to go on and on and on about this one, but there's only 2 left.
the same exact situation as Avowed, okay? The basic core
So what are we saying? Mario Kart and what else?
elements of the gameplay of Outer Worlds 2 are sound. The difference between this game and Avowed is that Avowed plays like Elder Scrolls, and this one plays like Fallout, except without VATS, okay? It's gunplay. That's the difference. But it's still open world, RPG, looter, all that stuff together, okay? But what's the problem with The Outer Worlds 2?
Problem number 1
He did not say Silk Song.
is that it's the Outer Worlds 1 Part 2. It's not really the Outer Worlds 2, meaning it's
Someone says Chronos. We got Sonic,
almost exactly the same game.
Mario Kart, and Metroid. Okay.
If you play this game, you're basically playing Outer Worlds 1 again, just with a tweaked plot.
Mario Galaxy 2, unless you already covered it. Nope. Not Mario Galaxy 2.
Feels
Not in the list.
exactly the same. I played it for, I think 2 streams, and both times I played it, I was like, I don't even feel like this is a new game. It really feels like it's the same game a second time. Same vibes, same kind of, stuff. The plot's different, and in fact, the plot's worse, which leads me to my second point. Just like in Avowed, if the plot of the game isn't good, then you're not going to get hooked on an open world RPG. The plot of this game is the 2
So you guys are saying Metroid and then Mario Kart?
corporations that were in constant struggle in the first Outer Worlds have merged into one, and there's no more struggle. Now they're just the evil villain trying to take over and control everything in the galaxy. Oh. So the originality and the interest part of the plot, like, do you side with one corporation? Do you side with the other corporation? Do you side with no corporations? That whole thing's been removed. Now it's just corporations are bad. That's just the whole plot of the game. So immediately you took out the cool premise of the first game, and now it's just very cliche, very boring, but the gameplay elements are almost identical, and it just ends up being a complete waste of your time. Again, after 2 streams, I was incredibly bored. I just wasn't enjoying myself whatsoever playing it, to the point where I was like, I don't see a reason to continue. The audience is bored. I'm bored. Much like with Avowed, if the story isn't hooking you, why do you want to play an open world RPG? The answer is you don't. So what I think the point I'm making here is with Obsidian, this year what they showed is that they're very good with making open world exploration. They're very good with kind of world design and those kind of open world exploration gameplay elements. But that's all they're good at. They just can't write a story to save their life. They don't employ people who are good writers who have any ideas that are interesting. So because of that, you're going to be bored if you play a game like Outer Worlds 2 or a game like Avowed or whatever Obsidian's cooking next. You're probably going to be bored with it unless all you care about is wandering around the world and exploring. So if that's what you're in for, if that's what you get Game Pass and play these games, but I can't recommend them for anyone who's trying to get into the story or make a riveting experience for a stream audience. It just doesn't exist. The games are boring as dirt, and Obsidian has lost their way. Compare that to the days of Fallout New Vegas, where it had one of the most interesting stories I've ever experienced in a video game. This ain't it anymore. Those people probably moved on from the company quite a long time ago, and the people left behind are the B team, the C team, the D team, and it ain't worth your time if you're a fan of good narrative. All right. That one was short and sweet.
Not
Up next
really.
on the
Not short
countdown.
enough.
Next to last. This one hurt me. All right? Seriously. This one hurt me bad. And the reason that this one hurt me bad is because this is a franchise that I was very much looking forward to playing again. This is a character that I think is a classic, one of the greats.
So this is
And
Metroid.
Basically, everyone was hyped for this game for a very similar reason to another game in this countdown that we already talked about. Ladies and gentlemen, up next on my most disappointing games countdown for 2025, my second most disappointing game of the year, in fact, is Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. You might say, why is this in Phil's countdown? Why was this game so disappointing for Phil? All right. The moment you start playing Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, you realize something. This doesn't really feel like Metroid. Within an hour or two of playing, the characters are talking. You've got one of the characters that blabs all the time, seemingly for comic relief. And you're like, this doesn't feel at all like the spirit of what Metroid is supposed to be. Then you go to the first and second dungeons, and you realize these dungeons all look very samey. They don't have much life to them. They don't seem very interesting. Then you get into the combat, and the combat is very basic. Just lock on and dodge and shoot. Lock on and dodge and shoot. Then eventually there's a scan mechanic. Don't get me started on the scan mechanic. Literally, you have to scan everything in every environment on every screen in order to solve any puzzle, open any door, do anything. So 90% of the time, you just have the scanning visor on and you're just looking at items. Oh, something's happening? Close the scanning visor and just try to lock on and shoot wildly. Wash, rinse, and repeat. That's Metroid Prime 4 Beyond in a nutshell, at least the first 4 or 5 hours of it, because that's what I experienced, and I was insanely bored.
We're almost done. We're almost done.
When you start booting up Metroid Prime 1 and you land on that world, right? Immediately you're greeted with something very Metroid-like. You're in an unknown place. You don't know what's going on. You're there isolated, so you get that feeling of loneliness, and you're there by yourself, and you have to survive, and all the odds are against you. You're immediately presented with, like, otherworldly creatures that are trying to kill you. You go one way, and it looks like a lava cave. You go another way, and it looks like a jungle. You go another way, and it looks like a technological room, but it's blocked. You can't go there yet. Very Metroid-esque, right? None of
Oh, I couldn't be more bored. I'm just waiting for number 1, and I'm piecing the fuck out.
that is present in Metroid Prime 4. It's as if the people who got this game were given all the assets to Metroid, but had never actually played Metroid to know what makes it interesting.
Because if it's Mario Kart World, we basically know what he's gonna say about it. You know, I mean, he got trolled and he got fucking like stream sniped and
So
shit.
the game doesn't feel like Metroid, doesn't really play like Metroid. It's incredibly repetitive and boring. The first major boss fight has you fighting a guy in a suit. And you're like, oh, is this like an evil Samus or something? The guy literally puts out his arms and starts spinning like a top, comedically like you're playing Mega Man. And the only way to stop him is to go into ball mode and drop your little grenades. It's laughably bad. Like, what the hell? This is the boss? This is actually like a major fight in the game? Here it is. This is the first major boss fight of the game. What the fuck is this? This is Metroid now, apparently. I mean, I played...
Like, literally, the second he says what number 1 is, I'm peacing out. I don't even want to hear what the fuck he's got to say.
Prime
I don't
1,
care.
Not once did I ever see something this stupid in my life. What's going on but Pokemon? And I said, hey, excuse me, let's check it out. Sounds great. I can't wait. We've been waiting how many years for Metroid Prime to come back? And the game comes out, and it's just laughably bad. Like, what happened here? And the weird part about this, too, is that I thought for sure this game would have got a lot of praise, would have got a lot of hype. No. When the game came out, people talked about it for about a day. I haven't seen anyone mention it again. I think everyone kind of knows the game is bad, but doesn't really want to talk about it because we're all so sad that this is what has become of Metroid, that we don't want to believe that this might be the future for the series, right? Like, we want to think that maybe there's something better coming, and this was just a bad situation or something. But man, let me tell you, this has just been an incredible disappointment of a year for Nintendo with the Switch 2. Almost all of the games that are Switch 2 exclusives have been humongous letdowns compared to what we're
Is that alluding to Mario Kart being number 1?
used to for first-party publishing. And I just don't know what happened over there. Like, this is the
I figured like every Nintendo game for the Switch 2 would be on this list.
first time I think I've experienced actual legit under one of them. But like Switch 1, even Switch 1 had Super Mario Odyssey, it had Breath of the Wild. What are we playing right now on Switch 2 that's like a system seller, honestly? And the thing is, there's so few first-party titles on Switch 2 that, like, you figure people are buying them just because they want a game on Switch 2. Did you realize that these games are cross-platform? Right? You probably didn't know that most of the games are cross-platform anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Like, yeah, Mario Kart World isn't or whatever, but like a lot of these, this one is. This is on Switch 1, right? So you don't even need a Switch 2 to play it, and it's bad. Anyway. Pretty bad. Very disappointing. What an underwhelming year.
Yet he wanted to buy 2. Right. Yeah, he's going to talk about how shitty the Switch 2 was, but couldn't wait to get his hands on one and wanted it so badly he was
But
trying
we're
to
not
get
even
2.
the worst. We're about to get to the worst right now, folks. We really are. But before I show you that, I have a couple quick shout-outs to do. I want to say thank you to Trials95, who did a $2 super chat and said, new format is great. That your takes on Donkey Kong and Assassin's Creed are all factual. Thank you. I appreciate that. Trials. And I just got a gifted membership from a name that I'm not going to say out loud, but I'll abbreviate his name on the leaderboard.
I think it's Buttfuck McAssface or something.
Thank you so much for
Last chance for your guesses.
that. I appreciate the gifted membership.
Last chance.
Ladies and gentlemen, for me, the most disappointing game of 2025. To no surprise to anyone, I don't think anyone was going to be like, oh, I can't believe that this is his most disappointing game. The game that's most disappointing for me was Mario Kart World.
Okay, and that's it. I wanted to be done 45 minutes ago. We know what he's going to say. He got trolled. He sucks. Ha ha ha. He couldn't figure out the game. Couldn't figure out the mechanics. PPP stream sniped him. And then he got fucking salty, decided he beat everything, and he quit. All right, there we go. That's how we wrap it up. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me. It was, well, it was something. Appreciate everybody. I invite you to sub if you haven't. If not, you don't have to. As always, I'm not your mom. I can't tell you what to do. But as always, stay toxic, my friends. Gotta go.
No cam, no face, just a voice that glows. Toxie in your ears and the whole chat knows. Mystery queen, but she runs the show, bringing big mood on a late night flow. She's got no lights, no streamy tricks, just killer vibes and her sassy quips. Every line she drops is pure gold fire, keep the fans up all night, never tired. She don't need a face to steal the scene. Laugh so loud, you know what I mean. From chill to wild, she flips the switch. Toxie's got that magic glitch. Toxie on the mic and she's blowing it up. No face reveal, still they can't get enough. Just a vibe, just a sound, just a spark in the night. She's the voice that makes your world feel right. From shy hellos to wild confessions, Toxie's stream is a whole obsession. She don't play games, she plays your brain. Witty and quick with that sugar and flame. One voice note and you're hooked for real. Can't see her, but you feel what you feel. No filters, no fake, she's the realest around. Her laugh hits hard like a beat downtown. Every stream's a party, lights off, sound high. You don't need a face when you know you can fly. She's the girl next door with a mystery twist. Dropping late night stories that you can't resist. Just her mic, just her soul, that's the trick. And the chat keeps coming back real quick. Toxie on the mic and she's blowing it up. No face reveal, still they can't get enough. Just a vibe, just a sound, just a spark in the night. She's the voice that makes your world feel right. From shy hellos to wild confessions, Toxie stream is a whole obsession. She's a whisper in the dark. She's the fire, she's a spark. Not about the views or clout. She's what real fun's all about. Toxie on the mic and a queen unseen, but her energy's loud and her talk is clean. Feel the beat, hear her laugh, raise your hands. She's the minstrel, everyone understands. No camera, no face, just light. Toxie's taking over your night. Toxie, just a voice, but you